I said I probably would. And that was yesterday. So that quick panel was supposed to be last night before Art of Immore Enraged, before his Coliseum, and I was not able to, so I am doing it now. So I will try to have you guys up um if I figure out how to do this. So yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And so, I'll wait a little bit and I'll have people come up in a little bit when I realize that people are in here. But I know this was like super duper last minute. And while we do that, I want to go over a couple of things I've been watching. Neither of these things have I finished, right? So I haven't finished any of these things yet, but I've been um I've been watching a two-part series, Frontline, kind of documentary speaking about the Pegasus kind of spyware for phones. Um, what's going on, big game? What's up with you? So I've been watching that. There was a part of me that I got real super patriotic. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I got really patriotic when they started speaking about, and for those of you that don't know what I'm talking about, um, there's a um, there's a kind of two-part documentary series on Frontline speaking about different governments using spyware on investigatory journalists' phones to pretty much see what they know, right? So like the these investigative journalists are trying to keep the government and corporations on the up and up, and then those same governments are spying on them to see what they know. And there is a part of the documentary where they speak about Khashoggi and MBS. For those of you that don't know who MBS is, that's Mohammed bin Salman, the current crown prince of Saudi Arabia. Mm, who, yeah. I have my own thoughts on him. He is the same age as me. Sociopath. I think dude is woo. Look, man. Shout out to you Saudis. Whew, alrighty then. Um, look, like I said, that's when my patriotism kicked in because if I was American president when Khashoggi got killed by who everyone suspect is Mohammed bin Salman's death squad, I would have MBS kissing my shoes. I would make him embarrass himself apologizing to journalists, to American citizens, to bruh, bruh. He's lucky it was Trump in office because if it was me, oh, and everybody that had anything to do with it, I would have their head on a pike. You want to go old school Arab? Fine, right? And what's going on, Cubert? Happy New Year, Mr. Z. Sak passe to the pride of Haiti. What's going on, Cubert? What's up? What's up? Yeah, man. So I'm watching the documentary and I'm just livid. I'm first of all, you know, we don't have investigative journalists like that breaking stories like that anymore. And when they do, it just gets like mopped up. Like nobody really talks about it. You could tell, like particularly Western media, but American media is so sewn up and it's so privatized that like where are the like hard hitting breaking news stories about who's moving money here, who's being bribed there? I mean, like I said, those stories do come out every once in a while, but like they get so swept under the rug so quickly. It's almost like it didn't happen, right? So it is something to see um, you know, like these people killed the dude in the embassy, chopped his body up and put it in goddamn suitcases. That's insane. And then MBS is just walking around Saudi Arabia like everything is fine and dandy after killing a U.S. citizen, if I'm not mistaken. Um, Khashoggi was like a naturalized citizen, right? And MBS just to walk around like nothing happened, man. Oh, ooh, you lucky it was Trump that was president. Ooh, you lucky there's not a Mr. Z president. Oh, oh my God. Woo! Hey, like I said, the inner patriotism in me came out on that one because you know I followed the story from the beginning. Um, and you know, you know how the game goes. You know how the game goes. And Khashoggi, you know, he should have known better. I wouldn't have moved an inch from anywhere. These dudes would have had to come and find me. I would not be getting set up at all. But you know, he went to the embassy to try to get his marriage license stuff corrected. And they got him, right? So I'm following that story. I'm also following a story. Vice just put out a kind of like, I guess, mini doc or whatever, or a expose, I guess, if you want to call it that, on Andrew Tate. And you know, they have a man doing it, so whatever. And once again, you know, these confused little boys and these 13-year-olds, and he's manipulating this, and he's, you know, abusing women here. And how many times does Mr. Z have to tell the left? The more y'all try to push these boys and men to essentially being, and I finally got the guy's name, the kind of cross-dressing dude that was part of that Vice panel of the men. His name is Griffin. The more y'all try to push young men and boys to be like Griffin, which is this non-binary white dude who's dressed like a punk rocker slash old white woman with his hair slicked back and like this jewelry kind of laying down his chest to his stomach like he's, I don't know, a mid, like it's almost ironic how he's dressed. Like it's 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 like he has makeup on because he has like the eyeshadow thing going, and then he has like his like beads or jewelry or whatever. Like he's dressed like he's like a middle-aged Midwestern mom, right? And it's like ladies, this is the type of dude y'all want to have sex with. Like let's cut the crap. Let's get right to the brass tacks. Ladies, this is the type of guy y'all gonna let penetrate? Griffin? So this is the new modern dude, Griffin, right? So so and you go through the comments, and for the most part, women are like, yeah, I like that y'all have the non-binary guy up there too, and you know, I came here for Griffin, and I'm like, women know how to virtue signal. Ooh, do women know how to virtue signal? Because let's be, first of all, you know, this is mainly non-black women, right? This one thing I got to give black women. The vast majority of women, generally speaking, especially American women, particularly black women, they are so turned off by the Griffin. Now, they'll use Griffin as a rhetorical weapon against your everyday straight lace, 10 toes down, heterosexual, cisgender man. They'll use him just like how they use the LGBTQ men. They'll use him as a rhetorical weapon against your standard everyday man. But they're not having sex with that dude. Your everyday woman, even your everyday white woman, is not giving the vagina up to Griffin. Stop. Now, could that change in 50 years? Maybe. But as of right now, oh no. Especially in the black community. Black women will laugh Griffin. But even with Griffin being a white man, because, you know, black women be giving white dudes passes. Even with Griffin being a white man, black women will laugh that guy right out the room. But that, and it is crazy because the pushback that he was giving was all of these, like the perfect answer that a feminist, whether male feminist or female feminist, would give, right? And like Dr. Chantel Bugs was saying, like, women are virtue signaling, bro. They don't mean none of that crap they say in Griffin. Maybe your little small circle, maybe you have a small circle of women who really mean it, those kind of political lesbian, excuse me, and all of that. But for the most part, nah, right? And so the pushback from Griffin was always this, well, that's not masculine, and this is not, why does that have to be regulated to this? And this is, and I'm like, all of that sounds good. Oh, it sounds good, right? I could see you took your feminist classes. All of that sounds good. All that virtue signaling sounds good. But as a black man born and raised in America, black women ain't dealing with none of that. Now, some of your college educated feminist class taking black women will virtue signal and they will speak like Griffin. But you put them in the room with the 6'2" tall, cross-dressing, non-binary dude with the beads coming down to his stomach, to his belly button. They're not interested. They could do all that talking about toxic masculinity and non-binary this and non-binary that. I put them in the room with a bunch of. That's one of the. I've said this before. That's one of the complaints that bisexual men have. Bisexual black men. That's one of their complaints. It's how turned off black women are by them. Translation: black women doing a whole lot of talking, Mr. Griffin or Mrs. You're non-binary, so I guess they Griffin. Black women doing a whole lot of virtue signaling when they're polled on the college campus, or when somebody put a microphone in their face. They say all the right things, but when you put them in the room with the type of guys they claim they'll be okay being in intimate relationship with, that's not traditionally masculine, they fold. So once again, Mr. Mrs. Griffin, whatever you're going by, you're once again non-binary. Yeah, at least for now. Maybe that'll change in 20 years. Maybe that'll change in 50 years. But as of right now, at least for black women, and I'm almost certain for first of all, Latina women too, and I'm almost certain for white women, they're not trying to deal with no dude that's dressed like a mix between a punk rocker and a, excuse me, middle-aged Midwestern white mom. The Johnny don't get wet for that. They could talk a big game, but they don't. They're not. Stop. Right? Yeah. And J Lo says, Mr. Z, did you saw the debate Angry Man versus Destiny? I watched some of it. Yeah, I watched some of it. Right? I didn't get. Apparently, it got super heated, and Destiny started kind of reciting divester talking points. I guess he's been around Annalisa a little too long, right? And there you go. Like, and once again, I love it, right? This is why y'all saw Mr. Z go at the white dudes hard and heavy, because you let the white guys talk long enough and they and you understand why divestors sound the way they do. Now the white guys still ain't marrying the divestors. So Destiny will always be with the white woman no matter what, or a white dude, whatever. But he's not going to be with a black woman. But he'll give cover for divestors. So I didn't get that far, but yeah, I'm definitely gonna finish it up so that I can watch the part where he pretty much implies different things from what I'm hearing that in divestors be saying. So yeah, right. But yeah, so I'm watching the. I think I'm about 15 minutes in to the Andrew Tate kind of mini doc that Vice has right now, right? Um, and yeah, so yeah. And Vice, I mean, like I said, to Vice, the reason, and this is why I went off on the tangent I just went off on a minute ago, but to stress this to Vice, um, yeah, man, look, Vice, your everyday man. in the West, particularly in America and the American context, as toxic as y'all think Andrew Tate is, the reason why there's an Andrew Tate, the reason why he's so brash, and the reason why other men follow Andrew Tate and listen to Andrew Tate is because of the media networks and the politicians in the political space that essentially are trying, at least from what men are seeing, are trying to turn your everyday man Griffin, into Griffin. That's why I bought him up. And you have to know your everyday man, even your 13-year-old looks at Griffin, your 13-year-old boy looks at Griffin like hell no. So that knee-jerk reaction that you're going to get a lot of pushback. A lot of pushback from boys hitting puberty all the way to men about to die, all the way to men on their deathbed. You're going to get just a unmeasurable amount of pushback. Immeasurable. I can't even find the word for it. So you want to know why Andrew Tate, why Kevin Samuels, why all these manosphere guys, why all of this talk of masculinity and being hard and being strong and da 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 da. And remember too, a lot of this is coming from younger Xers and millennials because they spent their 20s and their 30s doing what y'all said and it failed. They did the softer man thing. It failed. The women don't actually like that crap. They watched their fathers be the softer, kinder man. It failed. Their moms left, mainly for the money, but their moms left. The men did the 30-something and 40-something-year-old men. We're not speaking about the 20s yet. But the 30-something and 40-something-year-old men, it failed. All that softer, gentler, kinder, all that crap women are talking about, emotionally intelligent, all of that failed. And it's failing now. Right? And it's failing now. So if you excuse me, if you want to know why these people are responding the way they are, that's why. And there y'all go. Hopefully y'all can see that. Right? And that's for for those of you that want to know. Um Yesterday towards the end of my stream, I told Mr. Big Kev that I would maybe do a stream later on last night and invite people on, and I got caught up and I didn't. So this is me, you know, you know, inviting people on because I told Big Kev I would, right? And he super chatted me, and that's my receipt, right? So yeah, so I'm watching a bunch of stuff. I'm cheating for all of my anime guys. I am cheating. I am watching the breakdowns for Bleach with the Quincy arc. So I am cheating because I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna watch the whole Quincy arc. But because I used to watch Bleach way back, and I got up to obviously when they stopped producing the anime, and yeah, so I'm cheating because I'm watching all of the review of all the Quincy fights. Like I've watched a couple of fights, and I'm cheating. I'm so cheating right now because I should be watching it or at least waiting and then binge watching it. But so I'm finding out everything that happened without actually watching it. Oh, I'm cheating. But so there's a couple of things Mr. Z is keeping up with. Um, yeah, especially it was something else that I wanted to bring up too. Let's see, what did my YouTube history say? Because it was something else. But yeah, I'm gonna finish watching that Angry Man and Destiny fight, right? Debate, I guess, debate. Um, yeah, because it's foolishness, straight foolishness, right? And you know, Destiny, from my understanding, is from South Florida. If he's not from South Florida, he's in South Florida now, if I'm not mistaken. And you know, plenty of black women for him to date if that's what it was, right? And like we said, these dudes, particularly white dudes, Latinos, you saw this with what's the Indian cat that be with that's with Schultz all the time, Andrew Schultz. I forgot it. Akash is his name, Akash, I think. But yeah, you saw that with him with his interview with Kevin, and you see how he was speaking crazy. Y'all do a whole lot of virtue signaling. Go listen. There are plenty of black women that would die to be with y'all non-black guys. Oh, they would die, and all y'all do is boost their little ego stroke them, sometimes cheat on your wife with them, your non-black wives with them, but y'all refuse to marry these women. Come get them, right? Y'all do a whole lot of virtue signaling, a whole lot of talking. Destiny, come get them, right? The same thing with the white dude that went back and forth with Obsidian a couple years ago. That was on Donovan was playing softball with him, right? Donovan was playing softball with him, but the white dude was same thing. But he's married to a white woman. All of you guys, you Latinos, you white guys, you South Asian or East Asian guys, y'all talk a whole lot of crap, and y'all don't touch black women though. Y'all defend them against black, air quotes, defend them against black men, right? Y'all wag y'all fingers at black men. Y'all virtue signal in front of them. Y'all say all the right things, but y'all refuse to marry them. Like I said, y'all occasionally cheat on your non-black wife with a black woman, but y'all refuse to marry the black woman. Stop talking about it. Be about it, right? Stop talking about it. Be about it. You can show black men how to treat black women better than black men do. Then come do it. Because only 1% of Latino men marry black women. 1% of white men marry black women. A quarter of a percent of Asian men marry black women. Y'all talking a whole lot, but y'all not doing it though. Right? So Destiny, once again, virtue. Me and Destiny both occupy the left, but he doing a whole lot of talking, and I know he ain't about it. I've worked with the white guys, both white collar and blue collar, Democrat leanings, Republican leanings. I've worked with them. They're a whole lot of talk. When it comes to women, I want y'all to understand, if there's any type of manosphere man coalition, white men are going to fold before everybody else. White men are going to fold before Latinos. They're going to fold before black men. They're going to fold before Asian men. White men are going to fold first. They not about it. Especially Americanized white men. Oh, they're going to fold soap. All your tobacco chewing white dudes, let your extra average white woman, excuse me, show him just a little bit of angle. He's gone. And the white women know it. White men are going to fold first. All that virtue signaling, all that talking, they're out of here. The problem, and that's why you see particularly white men throwing fits, because they're like, well, we did everything, and y'all are not checking first anymore. Yeah, because you cowards refuse to get at the white elite men. Y'all, especially on the conservative side, the government, the government, the government. It's the government. It's the government. Y'all know Mr. Z loves to say it. Who are the government officials selling out to, though? Who? Uh-oh. Those same rich white elite men you wish you were. Whether they're conservative or liberal, that's one thing that white conservative dudes always play that game. Half of your big towns are ran by some conservative. Your towns in the middle of nowhere, the sizable ones, are ran by some conservative old money. Because the old money isn't just in the Northeast. Don't get it twisted. There's a whole lot of Southern old money. Those guys sell all your everyday, regular, smegular, camouflage wearing, tobacco chewing, F-150 driving, white guys. All of this bullshit conservative stuff. Why they're being subsidized by the government? Oh yeah, your elite conservative white dudes. They're being subsidized by the government, right? That mom and pop shop or whatever they own, they've been getting tax cuts for it for the past 4 generations. And all they do is walk around talking about work hard, yeah, work hard, yeah, work hard. Yeah, where I'm from, the people I know, they like to work hard. All they got for your $40,000 conservative white man is a bunch of crap rhetoric. Now back to Destiny. Destiny is going to continue. He found his lane. I did catch a little bit of Art of Immore stream last night, and there was a brother that was speaking about it. How the debate bros coming from Twitch, coming from Discord, they're coming on the YouTube. They're finding their lane, and their lane is kind of in this manosphere space. So they're just like debate bros. Excuse me, who are either being kicked off of Twitch or like they're running into the wall of how much money they can make off of Twitch. They're trying to come onto YouTube, and the brother broke it down pretty succinctly. But essentially, yeah, the destinies of the world are going to come from these different other platforms, and right now, what's popping is manosphere talk. Yeah, right. The double entendre. Shout out to J Lo. He caught it. Right. But yeah, so manosphere stuff is big right now, and you do have true believers. There's the true believers in the manosphere, particularly the black manosphere, and then there's the others who are just here to make some money or to get that endorphin hit when somebody likes their videos, or when somebody sends them a super chat, or when somebody shouts them out somewhere. So you have the true believers, and then you have the people that's doing this for clout, and you have the people that's doing this for money. And these debate guys and debate bros, and some of the bread tube, that's kind of like lefty content creators. For those of you that don't know, that's what BreadTube is, like lefty content creators. They're coming over here. They're debating Angry Man and stuff. They're debating Bernard Riley. They're debating each other. And you have to understand, like, the vast majority of them will use the same talking points from the feminists that we're used to. They're just really good debaters. Right? They are just really good debaters. But remember, for them, okay, I want to be very clear what I'm saying too. For these guys, they don't care about the subject matter. I want to be very clear. They just get off on the debate, right? I love the game. They love the game. Right? Paid in full reference for you guys right there. Um, they love the game, so for them, the debate is just that's what it is. They don't care about women. They don't care about black women. They don't care about none of the stuff they just referenced 2 seconds ago. For them, it's just the debate. They're in it for the debate. They get high off of the debate. They get high off of the intellectual kind of sword swinging, right? The intellectual jousting. They get off on that. And they'll use divester talking points. They'll use black women level up type of rhetoric and all of that. But they don't mean half of it. They're just saying it because they heard it, or this is the thing to say, or this is how they defend their stance, but they don't really mean any of that. Right? And I would debate Destiny. I would have a serious conversation with Destiny. I would debate Destiny. Because I think there's a certain angle, and shout out to Angry Man and shout out to Bernard Riley, but I think they're not they don't got their fingers in the left the way I do, right? They don't really get like all of the way Destiny talks. Bernard is disgusted by it. Angry Man is disgusted by it. I'm used to it. Being on the political left, I'm used to that. That's cake, right? Number one. Number two, like it's because I get it. You want to mock it. You want to you're engaging with it only because this person is kind of bringing this to you and forcing this on you in the conversation. I'm used to it. Right? And like I said, I know Destiny and all of them, and Bernard and Angry Man know this too. I'm not saying anything new here. I know Destiny don't mean none of the shit he's saying. He's just saying it. Right? And I would throw Alicia in his face. Look how Alicia was speaking to you. Look how she defers to you. Those are the type of women that oftentimes black men are in the black community with. Those type of women. They run to you, white daddy, talking all this crap, and then you regurgitate it, or vice versa. They get their talking points from you. But the most open kept secret is y'all not marrying them though. You could really end that quick, fast, and hurry. Where's your black girlfriend, Destiny? Where's your black wife? To me, shout out to the brother Obsidian. I would have threw that in that white guy's face a couple years ago. Shout out to Bernard Riley and Angry Man. I would have threw that in Destiny's face. Where's your black girlfriend or black wife? Then shut the hell up. You could kill that conversation quick. Okay, I hear you. Yeah. Where's your black girlfriend? Where's your black wife? Shit. Where's your black side chick, dude? Right? Shout out to you, Dr. Thunder. Right? So the debate bros, like I said, yeah, you're gonna see them coming in from everywhere. Um, and people are afraid. Like I'm watching the Andrew Tate kind of Vice whatever it is expose. It's not really a documentary. It's documentary style, but you know, I guess the expose on Andrew Tate and how dangerous he is and why he's so dangerous. Blah 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 blah. But yeah, so I'm watching it, and these people are afraid. Don't get it to. They are afraid. Shout out to the brother, the Roger Report. Like he said, we were not supposed to wake up this early. Men were not supposed. Men were supposed to be. We're supposed to just go along and get along, and eventually we should have been, because women want the on and off switch, and the institutions want to be able to turn on men's traditional masculinity on and off. So they want you to be Griffin, but then they want you to be a hard as nails, like traditional 1940s World War II soldier at the same time, right? They want to be able to turn the switch on and off. And that's why I keep on stressing Andrew Tate's not even as air quotes bad as it could get. First of all, the left and right don't have a healthy outlet for men. We don't have a rites of passage anymore. We don't have help. If you're not going into the military, there really isn't a healthy rites of passage for young men, right? And that is one of the main reasons why your young men are going left and right. They're going everywhere to try to find something. And the left answer of this non-binary kind of hodgepodge of like intersectional feminist thought, especially for black men, that gets outright rejected. I don't look, we could snap our fingers tomorrow. I want to say this to Kim from Fort Harriet. I want to say this to FD Signifier. I want to say that we could snap our fingers tomorrow and every man, not just black man, every man in the management would disappear. The rhetoric, all the content just disappear. You'll have it back in less than 5 years. You'll have it back in less than 1 year. Because even the 13-year-olds, the 15-year-olds, the 17-year-olds, they're looking for something. I want to be very clear, Kim. They're looking for us. They're finding us because they're looking for us. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. They are looking for us. Kim, half of their teachers sound like you, look like you, and think like you when it comes to men. Their male teachers oftentimes think, and you know, as much as I disagree with a lot of where FD comes from, especially where, excuse me, where FD comes from with his YouTube personality, those men aren't, those young boys and young men aren't even running into FD signifier in your school spaces, in your education spaces. They're not running into them. They're running into women like you, Kim. They're running into Ostefco. That's their teachers. So they're looking for men like Mr. Z, like BGS. As a matter of fact, no, because that's not extreme enough. They're looking for Andrew Tate. Let's be clear. They're looking for Andrew Tate because their teacher is Kim Foster. They're looking for Andrew Tate because their mothers and their older sisters and their grandmas and their teachers are Ostefco. Their teachers are Stephanie. So yeah, y'all be able to chip off a couple of men who's gonna dress and act. And when I say a couple, I really mean like a very small percentage of young men who. And I want to stress that Griffin said what he said, which is essentially what y'all are doing isn't working. Why don't y'all try to do it a different way? In other words, why don't y'all try to do it the way I'm doing it? Griffin is telling you these women broke me, and y'all need to do it the way I'm doing it because my life is less stressful now that I just said, all right, women, you win. So yeah, y'all be able to chip off a few men here and there who gonna end up dressing like Griffin. This dude really looks like a mixture between a punk rocker and a middle-aged Midwestern white mom. He really was dressed like that. Y'all have no idea. That slap in the face. That you gotta be careful what you say. So, but whew, liberal white men weren't dealing with that, let alone conservative men, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. Right? So the more these young men run into teachers like, and Steph Cole was a teacher. I'm not sure. Obviously, I don't have any children, so I don't know how good or bad of a teacher she was. I don't think she probably was a bad teacher. Um, but their teachers are Steph Cole. Their teachers are you, Stephanie. Their teachers are you, Kim. And that don't sit right with their spirit. If y'all want to talk about that don't sit. Having a teacher that you could smell her contempt for men. She don't even got a man. She got contempt for men, and she don't got a man. You could smell it. I want y'all to know, as a grown man, I could tell you, we knew when we were 10, when we were 11, when we were 12. You knew that you could see it in the teacher. Oh yeah, men are throwing themselves at her. What you think at 12 years old we can't tell which teachers is getting it in? You could tell. Because we're 12 years old drooling over the teachers too. We're 11, we're 9, we're 8. We could smell that. We could smell it. We could see the depression. We could see it. We know better than to say it. We say it amongst each other. We know better than to say it to the teacher, but we could smell it too. So when that 12-year-old starts hitting puberty, 13-year-old starts hitting puberty, and his teacher is Kim Foster, you want to know why a 13, 14, 15-year-old in Britain, in America, in Canada is watching Andrew Tate. In Australia is watching Andrew Tate. And Dr. Thunder says, um, Mr. Z, have you seen the recent Vice panel discussion on masculinity? I'm gonna do a show reviewing that panel discussion. Dude, perhaps we could collab. I'm down. I'm down, Dr. Thunder. I'm down. Because I by the way, yes, I did watch it to answer your question. Yes. Yes. As a matter of fact, I literally was just speaking. That's why Griffin, the whatever, the non-binary white dude that was in the upper left-hand corner. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, okay. I the funniest thing is not going. Let's say this. Everybody think your biggest fight is going to be convincing the men to be like Griffin, and I'm not saying that's not going to be a hard fight. Oh, that's going to be a hard fight. That non-binary androgynous thing, yeah, that's going to be a hard fight. Have fun convincing the women to be turned on by Griffin, though. Let's say you do win. Okay, somehow, some way, I don't know how this was working. Don't ask me about the logistics. I'm not right. We're just going off. We're just kind of um giving a what's the word I'm looking for? We're just throwing things in the air with this, right? Okay, somehow, some way, this is a hypothetical. That's the word I was looking for. This is a hypothetical. Somehow, some way, we turn the men into Griffin. We turn all Western men into Griffin. White men, black men, Latino men, Asian men. Have fun convincing the women to be turned on by Griffin. Right? Have fun. That's going to be the fun part. Because I bring it up all the time. Some of my subscribers have brought it up also. You have bisexual men, particularly in the black community. That's their complaint, is that women, black women, are not interested. Black women go running the opposite way. When this dude tell her, yeah, I'm bisexual, and yeah, I've had sexual relations with men, and yeah, I'm the bottom. What? Have fun convincing your everyday, your actual heterosexual woman, black, white, Latina, maybe even some of your Asian women. Have fun trying to convince them to be turned on by dudes that walk and talk like Griffin. They love the virtue signaling. Griffin is their gay friend. And I want y'all to understand, those women register Griffin as a gay dude. Let's not even pretend. Griffin is their gay friend. That's the friend they go to the mall with. That's the friend they chill, they drink, they gossip with. But ask them to date Griffin. Right? That's when we get into the fun stuff. Ask those women to date Griffin. All that talk they're doing. Yeah, do they mean it? No. All right. And Dr. Thunder says, or even to be turned on by the black male feminist seated on the same side, saying masculinity of the past was rooted in the patriarchy and misogyny. Yeah, that brother, the military vet, man, and salute to him. Thank you for your service. Um, there were men. They sounded traumatized, or was it just me? They sounded traumatized, like and I understand the retired vet. I can understand him sounding like that, but even the brother in the corner. But remember too, Dr. Thunder, he did mention something about sexuality and like how he did got to kind of give a tidbit of like, yeah, these women are saying they want this, but then you tell them what you really maybe are into sexually, and they turned off. So he kind of threw he kind of jabbed about that. He threw that out there, right? So it was him. It was the military vet, and there was maybe one other guy that when they were speaking, they sound like they've been broken. To be honest, they sound like they just, you know what? Fine, this is the way we're supposed to sound. Even okay, that was the other guy, the Christian, right? Like the Christian dude sounds like every like hyper religious Christian person I've ever run into, where they're barely holding on by a thread. They're gone mentally, and all they got is the Bible. The reason why they sound so unhinged is because if it wasn't for their religious institution, and I'm being careful how I say this, because I'm not attempting to insult these people or Christianity, Islam, Judaism, or any of the Abrahamic religions. What I'm saying is you can hear it in them that this is all they got left. And if you take this from them, oh, right? right? If you take this from them, they're out.
Oh yes, run into that
What's
all the
going on,
time.
Every?
What's
What's
going
up with
on?
you? What's up with you? Good, good. I'm good. I'm good. What's up with you? What you thought? What you think about it so far?
Uh, I need to go back over that video. I know what that vice video you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
The first few minutes of it, I was just like, really? When that dude said, "I'm from the hood," and
And,
and now being from the hood means you have to use your words. I was like, okay,
bruh, you know what's scary? The Asian guy was like the maybe the most realist person on the panel. He was like, "I'm confused. I don't even know anymore." Like,
right.
I was like, he's probably the most honest and genuine person too. Like, he was just like, and I've seen him somewhere. Where have I seen him before? I'm not saying all Asians look alike people. No, I've seen him some. What it, was he the one that used to be on? No, he's not. That's not him. I was gonna say, was he the one that used to be with Godfrey? That's not him.
I'm not sure.
I've seen him somewhere. I've seen the Asian guy somewhere. I don't know where though. Yeah. And oh, y'all peep, that was Herschel Walker's son, right?
Oh, that was her. Oh,
That
wow.
that was Herschel Walker's son. I knew it. I was like, wait, I'm forgetting someone. I'm forgetting someone. Yeah, Christian was there. Yeah, that was Herschel Walker's son. That was him. And even he wasn't. I want you to understand. Even he didn't vibe with Griffin. Yo,
Oh, that's
even
bad. Oh, that's bad.
even Christian was like, nah, bro, I can't write. And what was interesting about Griffin being a gay dude, he was very, very specific on why he wants a certain type of man, a certain type of way. He said it. My dad was in there. He's like, I know why I want this type of person. I know I've done the internal work. I know who I am. I know what I want and why I want it. And Griffin doing the whole virtue signaling bullshit kept on doing. Well, no, there's no way. It's not. Oh, yeah,
Mm, mm,
right.
mm.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, right. So
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
As
yeah.
BGS said, I know you.
Finally.
What's going on,
Sorry.
Naaman?
First of
Yeah,
all, sorry. Go ahead, AB, and I'll come after you.
yeah. Good. That's why I said in the chat. Good luck getting chicks to like the blue hair dude like Destiny.
Oh, see,
I
I
love.
didn't finish the Destiny video, so I have to like, yeah, I have
Yeah.
to go back and, yeah, the
I can't
Destiny
believe we're
with
having this
Bernard
discussion.
and with Angry Man. Go ahead.
All right. First of all, Z, get a
Go
box of
ahead.
tissues, will ya?
I know,
Um,
right? Like it's bad. It's bad, man. It's bad.
dude,
This, yeah,
dude, be glad you're not of my brethren because the minute my family would be slapping the shit out of you for going all sniffing everything. My dad will get pissed off and knock you off your blocks for that shit. Anyway,
yeah.
the
Wait,
funniest
you
shit
started
I've,
crying?
huh?
Huh?
Wait, you started crying?
No, 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 no,
No,
no, no, no. I have a cold. Yeah, yeah.
he's
It has
got a
been like
cold.
kicking my
He's
butt. Yeah,
sniffing. He's got the
yeah,
sniffles.
Oh, okay.
We get where I'm from. It's fucking annoying when you hear a grown man going.
yeah. Right.
And I got and
Because
I have neighbors looking.
it
Because of
comes
that,
off
I'm
kind
always.
of crying. Yeah, yeah, yeah. When you hear it, especially on the phone, it's like, are you okay?
Mhm.
Would you just get a goddamn tissue? I mean,
All right.
I'm turning that. Thank you very much, motherfucker. You made me turn into my father, prematurely, of course. But this whole thing you guys are talking about, like with this individual, the blue haired bastard. We'll just call him the blue haired bastard. But some of the funniest shit I've ever seen was some women fall for a certain dude who's like really masculine and everything,
Mhm.
Mhm.
only to find out this motherfucker he's more because like BGS said this thing like every dude we have a bit of femininity in us, more
Yeah.
like a counterweight or a ballast, right? Unfortunately, if
Right.
you have no, unfortunately, those who do not have any femininity in them, they're gay as the day is long. They are they're so masculine, but they are not into women. And I've seen some women just check a dude out who's so masculine, but look at him and said, he's not into guys.
Yeah.
I've
Yeah.
seen that. I mean, in my own. I mean, I've seen that. I mean, one guy was like, and the weirdest conversation. And the funny thing was, he just wanted to have a conversation with me once in one of those scenarios, and we just chopped it up. And he was just, we're just very honest about the shit. I knew he was gay. He knew I was straight, and we just chopped it up. Nothing. But it was funny how somebody, when we were checking him out, and I'm like, yeah, I mean, even D.L. Hewley, he had a joke about that where he said, like, ladies, if you ask what you want, the women say, I want this, that, and the third. And it was that, you know what his answer was? He simply said, that motherfucker does not exist. And if he does, he's out fucking another man. I mean, what you have is me, goddammit.
Well, perfect example. I bring this up all the time. Don Lemon and Donovan from The Grapevine. I watched as women swooned in the comments over Donovan. They loved his angle, his political, and he agreed with that, and he says this and that, and I'm like, y'all know Buddy Rowe get. It didn't take me no time. No. I'm right now. I'm speaking about Donovan. Yeah, Don Lemon too. But yeah, women used to swoon over Don Lemon before he came out. Don't get it twisted.
What?
But Donovan in particular, Donovan from The Grapevine in particular, they love Donovan. They love because y'all know Donovan will jump off the deep end to defend whatever the women are saying. He always played defense for the women. He always did on Grapevine. And I watched as the women's real quick, Namer. And I watched as the women in the comments swooned over Donovan over that for years. And I'm like, how do y'all not see that Donovan's gay? So when it finally came out, and remember I said this before, the episode where like somebody said it, right? Somebody said it, and like the whole panel was like, God damn it, right? And it was like, okay, well, everybody knows that Donovan is gay now. And I'm like, how did y'all ladies not know? First of all, secondly, y'all are not afraid that when y'all meet a guy and y'all like, he's perfect, not on the looks part, whatever on the looks part, but everything I think he thinks, everything I feel he feels, and he backs up all the fucked up shit me and other women think about men. Y'all don't think that nigga's gay?
Yep.
Any man that agrees with every single thing women say fucked up about men, that nigga's gay. But
wait,
okay,
Donovan
whatever.
What's the show you said? Donovan what? From the what?
From Grapevine.
Grapevine.
It they don't really air anymore. As a matter of fact, they might be on TV. I think somebody said they got a spot on television. I'm not sure, but yeah, if you go through, I'm telling you right now, get some earplugs because you're gonna be But
I'm wearing earplugs right now.
Yeah, you're gonna need them because blood's gonna be leaking from your ears. So
that's not possible because I suffer from occasional nosebleeds, so I'm good.
Oh, okay. You have another release, but just watch.
Hey, it beats cutting,
Yeah.
It beats cutting.
go
Donovan
from
Stinson. That's the character. That's the guy's name.
Yep.
Okay,
and like I said, women get off on these kind of dudes that say all the things they say, that defend all the messed up. Yeah, we need to show up for women better, and we need to be more emotionally intelligent, and we need to do this for women.
How the fuck could they? It's called cognitive dissonance. That's what it is.
I will tell you this. Go back to their content starting in maybe 20, because they were making content for a while, but go from like 2013, I think 2014 or 2013, and just work your way up and just watch, read through the comments and see the women swooning over Donovan, and just you're gonna get to a point. I want to say, when did he get exposed? Maybe like by 20. It was 2015, 16, something like that. Something, maybe 2017, something around there. But I think it was closer like 2016 or something. It finally comes out, and like the comments have something to say about it.
I guess when he grew out the beard and everything, that's when.
No. Somebody said something on the panel that kind of exposed that he was gay, but that's when it finally came out. But yeah, man.
I can think of two better examples as well. I can
real quick. Yeah. But the reason why I'm saying that matters is because of women, like you said, women's own cognitive dissonance, right? Like the fact that how do you not see yourself, or how do you not see, the reason why I find him so appealing is because maybe I secretly really want a woman with a penis, But the thing is, you want that, but you don't want that. Once again, bisexual men. Once again, the Griffins of the world not actually getting play from women. So that's why I'm a bit confused because they want it, but they don't want it.
There's
Right?
there is a level. There's something about, because women naturally are not drawn to bisexual men, because here's the thing, you got to understand, what's the one thing a gay bisexual man can do better than a woman? He can attract better. He can attract a better crop of men. That's for sure. Because
Yeah.
remember, anytime, here's one form of cognitive dissonance women will use. If they get rejected from a dude, they'll always try to rationalize it by saying the good ones are always taken or they're gay.
Mm-hmm.
And to piggyback what you said about people who didn't realize Donovan Stinson was, batted on the other side plate or batted for the other team. Who remembers how many women lost their minds when Wentworth Miller came out in 2014? If anybody remembers, if nobody knows who Wentworth Miller is, that's Michael Scofield from Prison Break.
Yeah. Not only that, and let me read this real quick. Y'all remember, Gender War Lore says, y'all remember the trans man on Grapevine who tried to speak for men? Yeah, I remember that too. And there's one of those actors that those white girls were swooning over from God damn it, what's the show on Netflix? Stranger Things. He just came out gay, and now there a bunch of them are heartbroken. I'm like, bro, yeah, ladies, it can't be this easy.
Another couple. I'll give you 2 examples. You ever heard of the Welsh actor Luke Evans?
No.
He played Dracula, The Untold Story, as Count Dracula.
No, I don't think I watched that. No, I didn't. But go ahead with the story. Go ahead.
He's never hid the fact that he was gay, and a lot of people were surprised by it. But the funniest one I can think of was Ricky Martin.
Yeah.
First of all, he did not come out. He came clean. We already knew after the Barbara Walters interview.
Yep.
But this whole thing about you trying to get women to attract men. First of all,
no, who couldn't have seen that coming?
Well, really? Do I got to use the Carlos Mencia joke now?
No, you didn't hear me. Who could have seen that coming?
Right, Ricky. Yeah, Ricky. Hey, and thank you very much, Spademan. Spademan said, "Did y'all peep how Vice played favorites with the comment section? Disabled the female paddle, but didn't bother with the men." Yeah, because if you go through the men's comments, it's a bunch of people saying, "Yeah, I love this discussion. I love Griffin, this and that, or the binary comment." Yeah, so they let that one. But the Andrew Tate comment section is disabled also, Spademan. They disabled the Andrew Tate comment section.
Is it just?
Go ahead.
As the only person here with a cluster B personality disorder, is it just me, or does anybody realize this guy is not what he is? He's actually a fucking NPD.
I mean, here's the thing with Andrew Tate. I think where we are right now with everyday people, men and women, but men and women, heterosexual particularly, we're just looking for that person who says the shit we want to say out loud. It doesn't matter whether that person is actually a true believer or not. It doesn't matter if let me take that back. It would be better if that person's a true believer. But we just want the rhetoric out there. So that's where you get women backing up Derek Jackson. Yeah, they found him attractive. Yes, that too. But because they wanted a man that looks like that to say the things that they wanted. They wanted an R&B singer that spoke from his car, and that's what Derek Jackson did. He was an R&B singer, nigga, that said the type of shit they wanted to hear. No, I know, but I'm saying I'm bringing that up for the Andrew Tate comment to say,
yeah,
the reason why. Yeah, go ahead.
I get what you're saying, Mr. Z, and quite frankly, you're not shit for that comment, but it's true. But it's very true.
Yeah, but people just want to hear what they want to hear.
Yeah,
that's where you get Kim from For Harriet. Exactly, that's where you get people just want to hear what they want to hear. So Andrew Tate, even if people think he's a faker,
which he is,
people still want someone. They're getting same thing with Trump, by the way. People
He
didn't
says what they
like
want to
Trump
say.
per se, but exactly, and that's all
He
it
was
is.
saying what
That's
they
all it
wanted
is.
to hear. I
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
but it's just I can see it just because he is what I said, an MPD, because you can see it when he takes off, when he's interviewing without his glasses on, the look in his eye, and the way
Mhm,
his hand gestures, the way he talks and everything.
mhm,
There's a YouTube channel I follow. It's by an individual named HG Tudor. He teaches people how, and he is a self-professed narcissistic psychopath, and he has these books about helping people how to overcome narcissistic abuse and shit. And
mhm.
he does psychoanalysis of all individuals, and he tells you what type of narcissist you're dealing with. And these individuals, like, he has one on Derek. He has a couple clips on Derek Jackson. He's got about a few clicks on Tate.
Mhm.
And man, just thinking about this guy is really just triggering some shit in my head, because I've dealt with narcissistic abuse in my life,
Mhm.
and but I understand why people are drawn to such an individual.
Yeah.
And I wish I could have a conversation with with a couple of there's a couple of Muslim buddies I have. I need to have a talk. I need to talk to them about this shit, because there's something in that aspect, because I listened to like some certain YouTube channels when they're trying to like
Mhm.
defend the brother because he's a convert and everything,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, yo, there is a reason why you guys why it's written that you have to be critical in your thinking, but some
Mhm.
people don't want to see,
Yep.
just
Yep.
because they want, because like you said, a lot of people, because a lot of people are sheeple, and they just
Mhm.
want motherfuckers to be puffing smoke up
Yeah,
their asses.
Yeah.
me personally, Namer, I've never
Uh-huh.
really cared. I never really cared for Andrew Tate. So something
Yeah.
just
Thank
about
you.
him that turns me off.
To me, he's in
I
that same
appreciate it,
lane
David.
as he's in the fresh and fit lane. Them
Yeah.
niggas
Yeah,
come
there's
off
just stuff
real like,
about them that I'm like, I'm not interested.
yeah, like nigga,
Uh,
you doing too. You okay? It's like because I could
Thank
tell
you for
from
letting
my
me know.
subscribers,
Thank you for
it's
letting
not
me
you.
know I'm not alone. It's not just me.
Yeah, it's not you because
Yeah, it's not just
look,
you.
Yeah.
and I knew that. That's why, hey, if y'all remember when I was on whose panel was that? When I was like, this nigga not from Dade, right? But
Yeah.
like, and I could tell they're not from they're not from South Florida because I'm around Dade niggas. I know how South Florida niggas sound, generally speaking. I know how Dade, and like they're not from here. And the reason why I bring that up is there's a certain
Talk and
way
swagger.
you move. Yeah, like you know when you know somebody's from your hometown because the
Right.
way they speak, the way you could tell because in South Florida, because we know things can pop off any minute.
Yeah.
When you really been around street niggas and Dade, you like there's a
He went
certain way
to,
you
I think,
speak, you move. Go ahead.
yeah. Um, Myron.
Yeah. Go ahead, Namer. Is it me? You broke up. I don't know. Okay, you might have fell off, Namer. But Indigo Flow says needlessly arrogant, and that, bro, Indigo, that is essentially exactly what I'm speaking about when it comes to
Hello?
Myron. When it comes to, okay, you're back. I can hear you. But yeah, when it comes to Myron
Okay.
and when it comes to real
Oh,
quick,
sorry about
real
that.
real quick, real quick. When it comes to
Go ahead.
Myron and when it comes to Andrew Tate, it's like needlessly arrogant. It's like, and it's. I'm like,
It's
yeah,
that
well,
attention seeking.
yeah, and Andrew Tate is a kickboxer. Let's be clear. This dude could kick somebody's face off. He outside of like weapons, he doesn't really probably ever have to worry about ever being in a physical altercation because he can handle himself. And so some of the arrogance might come from that. But
I've seen a clip of him getting
yeah,
knocked out in sparring sessions.
no, I'm not saying, but that remember, you're still dealing with a high level of combat. This is not everyday people. Your everyday
Yeah.
person can't do shit to
No.
Andrew
I know
Tate.
what you
You
mean,
know?
but he's
Yeah.
not the upper echelon of kickboxers. Anybody who knows the sport would tell you he's not. If you looked at his record, and everything, and
Hmm.
where he's competed and everything, you realize, yeah, he's got an impressive record, because they fight a lot, but he's not up there. He's not one of the most accomplished dudes up there, because there's some legit badasses in this sport.
Hmm. Yeah. No,
Anybody knows combat sports and everything.
no, I'm
But I hear
saying
what
that,
you're
but I'm
saying.
saying a little bit of the arrogance might come from that.
Yeah.
But even with that factored in, they just
It's
come
the
off, and
glamour and
somebody's sitting,
everything.
it's just, yeah, it comes off phony, bro. It's too much. Like, there is something to be said about being comfortable in your masculinity, right? And like, I hate when the left says that because I know what they mean. But I'm saying that to say, we could tell, your everyday man that just does his thing, and he's not putting on, he's not extra, and you don't know if he can kick somebody ass or not because he's just a everyday dude. And then there's the dude that walks with a little extra swag to his walk. You're like, bro, wait a minute, is that
Derek.
you, or are you afraid of everybody else? Are you posturing around the water hole, right?
I mean,
And yeah, go ahead.
there was I know some guys who were legit boxers where I grew up and everything, and one of them he just didn't like talk. He didn't talk to you if he saw you, just gave you a certain look and you backed away. I mean, I got an uncle who's a veteran and he boxed in the Navy, and he knocked I remember a couple of teenagers tried to test him from what I've been told, and he knocked them out, and he's only 5'5". But there are individuals who who have to be over the top. They show off certain things because the people that are drawn to them are the young people who are young and impressionable. The rest of us, we grown, we understand shit. That's what I'm trying to. That's why I said it. That's why I said in the That's why I said in the comment. They're individuals who are like Pod Pipers. This is and young men who are looking for that mentor. They're being drawn by people who are con artists, recruiters to certain kind of ideologies.
Yep.
Beliefs. I mean, what's his name? The weirdo with the beard and the flannels and everything. Dark beard. I know, kinds of cigar smoker, whatnot.
Well, I don't know.
He's like a conservative shit. Never mind.
Yeah, but no. Indigo Flow says there's a healthy self-assuredness and confidence, and then there's them niggas. Exactly. It's funny because it's true. and Naima, you're right, and I think I was speaking to that also, which is because of the current environment. The young men are looking for an extreme opposite end of what they feel they're getting, and I think we dismiss.
Not feel.
No. I said feel on purpose. I said feel.
Oh. Right. Oh, right. Because they're mature right now.
And what's important is if we are raised to not dismiss and poo-poo women's feelings and girls' feelings, fine. The way the boys feel, I didn't say think, I'm purposely saying feel. The way they feel should also not be dismissed. And if those boys feel, and what's ended up happening is the society's trying to manipulate their feeling for its own ends. No, the boys are in these classes being taught, and I said Kim from Fort Harriet and Ostefco and the like, they're being taught by women like this, right? Say again?
Go ahead, AD. Okay, I'll come after you.
No, they're being taught by these particular.
I was going to say Ostefco too.
Yeah. But it is true. They're being taught by those women, real quick, name it. And so what ends up happening is they're looking for manosphere content without even knowing that's what they're looking for, right? They're looking for that. And like FD Signifier said, there's some cross-pollination between people that listen to us over here and people that the young men that listen to us and the young men that listen to him. And I'm like, yeah, because you're maybe oh my God, I'm gonna say this. You're not as toxic. They can't listen to the women, not because they're just women, but because they could smell that Kim from Fort Harriet has a certain level of disdain for men and boys. They could smell how insecure and how hypocritical Ostefco is. It's not just that they're women; it's how they deliver the message. They could feel that shit, and I'm using feeling on purpose. They could feel that. So exactly. So with FD, it doesn't necessarily come off the same. And definitely the reason why they're listening to us is because for some of those young men also, they like how we're saying Andrew Tate, it's too much. Myron and Fresh and Fit, it's too much. Yes, but for other young men, they want the extreme. They want the extreme because in their everyday lives, they feel like it's an extreme anti-male environment, and the society's gonna have to do something about that. So
There's
I'll pause
someone
right
that
there.
comes to mind when I think about it because, and I'm gonna bring a couple things here that might open a lot of people's mind when I say this. I remember watching a documentary by a journalist, Thomas Friedman. If you're familiar with that name, Mr. Z.
Yes, yes.
Thomas Friedman. Now I remember in collaboration with CNN, he did a documentary covering the Middle East, and one of the people he met was a former NBC correspondent in Cairo named Abdullah Schleifer, who's a Jewish American who converted to Islam in the 1960s, who's also one of the founders of the American University in Cairo. And on the Nile, they were talking about what drives extremists to join certain groups. Like he said, what would bring one of the hijackers to be drawn to like like Ayman Zawahiri and Osama bin Laden. And he looked at him and said, when rage meets an ideology, somebody like Muhammad Atta or the other her 17, most of them feel a sense of rage or humiliation.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have people who says, we understand you're angry, we understand your hatred, and here's the solution we're going to present you. It's known as a solution. And we draw you into this. They draw them into this. They say, here's your solution. And through this way, you can regain your masculinity, you can regain your dignity, and things like that. Another person who I think when it comes to mind, it's like I remember is from my own upbringing. It was the late 90s between Eritrea and Ethiopia. They had this border conflict. And on both sides, politicians were stoking up patriotism and nationalism.
Mm-hmm.
I was 16 years old. Oh no, 15 15 when I was watching this shit start to get ugly. And it was like I was like in my junior year of high school at the time. And I remember I'm 16 years old. I'm a high school senior. Everybody else is 17, 18 years old. And we're all looking at each other, punking each other out. So because like after high school, we're all supposed to enter the draft and everything, because that's the prerequisite for entering college. And everybody's looking at each other. So you're going to duck the draft. You're going to duck the draft. You're going to duck the draft. I'm 16. I'm not supposed to go, but it was wartime. They made an exemption on my ass. But everybody who was like bitching about it, we all had to go. And I remember hearing about some people ducking and dodging and whatnot. But some people just wanted to go because they had that rage in them to want to go fight. And we all were like, let's fight. I mean, it's like as if some people like question your masculinity. It's like similar to like the white feather thing. If you remember the white feather campaign during World War I.
Mm-hmm.
You see how everything's interconnected, folks?
Yeah.
This proves how multifaceted we are in our thinking. Or maybe I'm too 5-dimensional on this one.
No. But Gender Warlord says real quick, AB Gender Warlord says, I had high hopes for Khadijah, but the mask is off and it smells like vag every time she speaks. Well, she's like she's queer. She says it. She's queer, and as a matter of fact, Khadijah low key she kind of jabbed at straight women on one of her videos. Was it the video that
wait a minute, we talking about a YouTuber dark skin from
yeah that Khadijah. She's in Canada right now. Yeah, her.
From what I understand, she's her mother tongue is Wolof, so obviously she's either Senegalese or Gambian.
I think she's Senegalese. Senegalese. I think
it's both, same thing, same difference.
And so she kind of jabbed at straight women, saying, "Well, I don't really have to worry about what men think because I'm paraphrasing, but because I'm queer and I'm not beholden to men because I don't have to worry about what they think because I'm queer." And yeah, she jabbed at straight women with that. Yeah, she jabbed at them with that. And and I understand where this brother's coming from. Where he's like, I had high hopes, and I get it. There are people I listen to, and even like y'all know how I feel about Kim from For Harriet, but her breakdown of black women in luxury was fire, and then her response, but she had to make a second video because black women weren't trying to hear it. Excuse me, and even in her response, it was fire, but she did a little bit too much of the showboating and arrogant shit because she had to show them like, bitch, I got access to this life. I'm telling y'all, it's not what you think it is. But
it's part of her charm.
She was extra arrogant with the shit, and she kept on doing the thing where you look in the camera like you looking somebody in the face, like, bitch, I'm better than you. And she did that shit a couple times. But I'm saying all of that to say,
you better than me, Mr.
there is something to be said about these people that occupy this space, this kind of video essay space, the commentary space, the social critique space, especially on the left. And like, you look at them like, please don't be another raving lunatic freaking feminist. And maybe for a video or two, you're like, okay, yeah, I could get down with that. Yeah, I agree with that. Oh, you know what? I agree with that too. And then eventually they say something, you're like, oh, and there it goes. And there it goes. And then they just, it's not like just one thing. They keep on tunneling down that road. And Khadijah's one of those, like, they just keep on tunneling. You're like, oh, see, it's not even just a one statement where I could grind my teeth and still listen to you with other stuff. No, this is a thing for you. Like, this is an ideology, right? Go ahead.
She's embraced it. Like, a lot of them have embraced it like 6-year-old kids embracing going downhill in soapbox cars or something like that. Wait, does anybody know what a soapbox car is? Yeah. Just making sure, because I'm showing my age right here. But soapbox cars. Never had that experience, but you understand, it's like some people. You know what? There were like the old MGTOWs. One of them talked about that. It's like this, like the whole talking heads phenomenon.
Yeah.
Because a lot of them, I remember there was one on the right, a little loudmouth, supposedly queer, now referred to as yesterday. He was known for really riling up the left, and everybody on the right were backing him up until he said something, and that's where it all went south, and everybody tried to like distance himself after that shit. And it's the same thing with here. All they doing is trying to attract, all these talking heads are doing is just to maintain that heat.
Yeah.
It's partisanism. I mean, look at Dan Carlin, who's a YouTuber. He's a podcaster I listen to. He's got 2 podcasts. One's called Hardcore History. Of course, there's an addendum version to that show. But there's another one called Common Sense with Dan Carlin. I've mentioned this a couple of times. And starting for like April Fool's Day 2020, April Fool's 2020, he put out a very important episode of his show, Common Sense, where he explains the issue with partisanism and this whole heat thing. And what you see with all these people right now, these YouTubers, like you've mentioned, a lot of them are just the amateurs who are just hoping that if they can, by getting all the likes they can get on YouTube, that you'll see them end up being on those talking heads that are paid to be running their mouths on network news shows and whatnot for either side of the political aisle. Think about that.
Yeah, let me read a couple of these comments real quick, Namer. So we got Thermocat. I gotta address your comment in a minute. He says, Thermocat says, all the things Namer mentioned why men join extremists. Yeah, but he's a Namer. I know Namer.
Yeah, you keep pronouncing.
Wait, Namer, wait.
Oh, sorry.
All the things Namer mentioned why men join extremists are the same reasons women join feminism. Another extreme ideology that we made mainstream. True indeed. Big Kev says, where's the StreamYards link? And I put it up, and I think that's him in the back. Give me a second. Big Kev, I will let you up in a minute. And Dr. Thunder says,
$200 holler.
Thank you for the $2 holler. And Dr. Thunder says, great conversation this Sunday morning. Masculinity is not a disease. Masculinity is a necessary polarity. So when you lean so far female, Tate. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. And understand what we're saying. These are straight men. These are men on my panel that are saying, yeah, we can't really rock with the Tate in the Fresh and Fit guys. We can, right? They're Fresh and Fit. There are things that happen on their panels that give an example of what we're speaking about. So we'll watch occasionally or whatever a big story comes up. But for the most part, brothers, at least on this side of the Black manosphere I occupy, they not really rocking with Fresh and Fit like that. And even Andrew Tate. We're not fans of Andrew Tate, But at the same time, like Dr. Thunder said, what do you think is going to happen when you have this particular kind of feminist ideology that's permeated the environment for the past 5 decades? You're going to get the backlash. Kevin Samuels was lightweight backlash, but the real backlash is Andrew Tate. And when people saw, when men saw black women dance on Kevin Samuels' grave, it was only a matter. Was it Andrew Tate like popped up like that? Like he was already big, but of course, because y'all took Kevin Samuels, which was the lightweight response, and y'all thought it was a joke. All right, Andrew Tate. Oh well, all right, right. And let me let Big Kev come up real quick. Kev, you're in here. What's up?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Z?
What's up with you?
Hey, sorry, sorry if it's a little bit of an echo. I'm like walking outside right now. It's kind of cold, so
Yeah, yeah, man. I can't deal with the cold, noise, bro.
That's why. Yeah, man. But yeah, like I actually I've heard about soapbox
cars
before. Like
yeah.
Where I'm from, we actually have like a soapbox derby every year. So yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Oh, I would enjoy that. I would enjoy that. Y'all already know. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah. But anyways, the reason why, going back to like what I was saying on Dr. Thunder's show, it's like, listen, as much as they want to try to claim this space as extremists, I'm like, we're actually, most of the so-called Black manosphere is actually quite modest, politically modest, center left, center right. And if you try to shut down this space, that's where the extremists are going to come up, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Because like you said, all the reason why men join these extremist groups is the same reason why women join feminism, you know what I mean? And if you keep trying to push and push and push, the backlash is what's going to get you, And overall,
name of your background.
Oh, excuse me.
Go ahead. Overall, the point of the reason why I guess why this space is so controversial is because most of us are straight brothers, we've always been dismissed as crazy, conspiratorial. So when we're pointing out, the messed up things that are going on in society, it's like even with all the infighting and the grifters and the bad actors and the people trying to sabotage and undermine the space, we're able to we have a more accurate assessment of society, on a bad day than what most of the mainstream media has on a good day, because we don't try to mince words or try to tap dance around certain things. We'll say, like, for example, like when it comes to the economy, it's like, hey, listen, if you don't have if you don't have a wide cross section of skilled labor, you're not gonna have a whole lot of upward mobility. When it comes to relationships, the 3 reasons why men get married is this: consistent sexual access, respect from their wife and children, and what's the other one? It's right there on the tip of my tongue. Consistent sexual access, respect from the wife, children, and community, and then be able to leave a legacy, either in the form of your children as well as in the form of the inheritance that you leave your children. If you don't have all 3 of those things in a society, when it comes to marriage, men won't get married. It's as simple as that. You make it to where.
No, because what you're saying, Kev, to me, brother. First of all, thank you for coming on. Secondly, what you're saying is so. Look, we are. First, let me address this. Something you said. The reason I think we have more of an accurate understanding is because these people are in bubbles. The news anchors, the commentators, these people that kind of occupy this kind of social media space, they're in bubbles, dude. And that's exactly. I actually really want to review Kidology's response to FD Signifier, because something she said which really annoyed me, and I'm coming back to what you're saying, but she kind of made it seem like she represents black people in the diaspora way more than FD, and there's an argument to be made about that. But I'm like, Kidology, you are a South African born, adopted by upper middle class UK folks, brought to the UK, raised around white folks, black woman, and you think you represent black people more than FD. As much as I disagree with FD, you think you right, but what? And I'm mad at FD for that because his particular ideology. Name of your background.
Oh, is it
His
my
particular
background?
ideology, yes, his particular ideology is what produced a kidology to think that she's more representative of black people than she actually is. Yeah, you're South African, but outside of that, none of your upbringing or anything sounds like anything any black person for the most part. And I think she went to Oxford or one of these, very very prestigious institutions in the UK. And I'm like, you know how rare your life is, and you think
Exactly.
and the reason why I'm bringing that up is to say the bubble thing. These people occupy bubbles, and they're like a fraction of a percent, and yet they want all the talk. That's where you produce Andrew Tate, is because these people in these bubbles, they just talking, and your everyday person like us, we have way more of an accurate understanding of what's going on in the world because we're actually living it. We're not $250,000 plus people. We're not making money off of commentary off of YouTube. I'll make a few dollars off of y'all donations, right? But I'm still a 9 to 5 person. I'm still a 9 to 5 person. I'm still living every day amongst other people, things I overhear, conversations I'm privy to. These people they're not dealing with everyday, even, and I'll shut up after this. Khadijah had a segment of one of her videos where she went out and was like interviewing different people at the park. And like she had this like super flamboyant brother on there, super flamboyantly gay brother. She was just interviewing a bunch of different type of people. And I'm like, outside of like maybe in the middle of New York, I know she's in Canada, but like, or like in the middle of certain parts of LA, you just don't get that, right?
Yeah,
you just
maybe
don't.
ATL as well.
Yeah, maybe ATL, and I'm like, but what ends up
Perhaps
happening is
Montreal.
you think that's like your everyday person. And I'm not saying gay people don't exist or whatever. I'm saying the way the brother was moving and speaking, some of the people that she interviewed, that you could tell they're like in same-sex relationships. I'm like, that's just not as common as the bubble that we occupy for some of us in major cities. We think like this is a thing, and it's not a thing, right? Bro, even when if you visit, me and my girl went to go visit her family last year or the year before, last year I want to say. But anyway, I was careful. I cut the profanity off, all of that, right? Because I'm in BFE, North Carolina, right? So like, I'm just moving different because I understand where I am. I know I'm not in a major city. I'm not in New York. I'm not in Atlanta. I'm not in Miami. I'm not in LA. So, and even if I was in those places, I would move different. But knowing that I'm in a truly southern town, I'm speaking different. I'm more hospitable. I'm hospitable in the first place, but I'm just a kinder Z, right? It's a different
you're more
facet
chill.
of me.
You're more
because I know I'm in a different place.
And
I'm saying that to say these people just don't know. And I would like for those people to look at the map by county in the country, so y'all can get an understanding of what the hell is going on in America. Because we live in these blue cities, and we think these blue cities represent America way more than they actually do, and they don't. And I'll shut up. Go ahead, Kev.
Actually, if I may, Big Kev. Where's Kev?
See, maybe I got you.
Okay, go ahead.
I got you. I just had to blow my nose right quick. Hold on.
Okay. Oh, yeah. So it's not just me. Yeah, we all got a cold. Go ahead.
Oh, thank God. Oh, I'm glad I don't have a cold. But I do get a little snotty from time to time. Anyway, what I'm going to say was...
mucus, that's all. But yeah.
Yeah, well, we all got a sinus issue. But I wanted to say was like what you said about, everybody talking in bubbles and whatnot. And how does an individual like this, like what's his face come in? He's not the only one. You got others. Because remember, if you remember like the 21 convention, all them cats, those like they all are feeling there's a void, and they've been able to exploit that void when you think about it.
Right.
Because there's that void they exploit. But the thing is, like you said, they're bad actors or bad faith actors when they come into this. They come in this with a hidden agenda, because a lot of those individuals, first of all, were from the RPUAs, but they co-opted the whole red pill notion, because before they were against the red pill. They co-opted the red pill, just like how certain feminists try to co-opt men's rights activists and whatnot. like the men's rights
Right.
movement, and in the movie Red Pill, in the documentary Red Pill that came out, that is somewhat co-opt, is a reflection of some of the aspects that were co-opted. Because
something I wanted to say real quick, Namer, and I'm sorry for cutting you off. I want to get this thought out before I lose it. Something, no, because you know when you have a thought and you're like, okay, if I don't get this out, I'm gonna lose it. I want to go back like 10 minutes ago when you brothers were speaking, and I wanted to say this. And it was you, Namer, actually. Something about why some of these people create the content they create. It's not just for the steam or the heat. It's also, and Chrissy slipped up and said it when she was trying to go at the red pill space, which is like the money, right? And like, I know I said it, but I want to stress this. She tried to do the whole like, well, you two, y'all are doing this for the money too. And I'm like, you're saying way more about yourself than you think you're saying about the red pill space and the black manosphere. You know, some of these.
That is called female projection, Z.
When what ended up happening is like, you know, like I said, most of us aren't living off of YouTube money. We got some brothers that, you know, they're living off of YouTube money. But these content creators, the Chrissies of the world, when those people that have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, this is their life now. That like they can't go back to 9 to 5. Now some of them have never shown their face, so like if worse come to worse, they can go back. But like all these people that once you start seeing people pass 30, 40,000 subscribers, definitely when they're in the hundreds of thousands, they got 200, 250, 300, 400, 500,000 subscribers. They can't go back, especially after a couple years, they can't go back. So, and if they show their face, it's even worse. So the reason why they make the content they make is because of the money. You got to remember, these people are probably bringing in $200,000, $300,000 a year. Like by Obsidian's math, which I think he got from Kim from For Harriet because she actually exposed herself. She said something like $25,000 a month, which is some $300,000 a year. You live that life for a couple years, you can't go back, right?
Women can't go
there
back.
You go. Pause.
Chris Rock said it best. Men can't go backwards sexually. Women can't go backwards in lifestyle. Once you had a taste of that, you can't go back to can't go back to what you used to do. I mean, and I'm glad you brought up the whole thing about, you know, what.
By the way, we got Kareen up here. I think Kareen's still up here. Kareen, you could jump in whenever you want. And to better you said how you catch a cold in Miami. Look, every once in a while, every once in a while, Miami gets cold. I'm saying cold the way I'm saying it because it's not northeastern or even it's definitely not DC cold or Chicago cold, but it gets under 60 degrees, 50. I mean, I woke up to 50 degrees. I mean, it's not the northeast, but it's still not warm or hot either. So yeah, definitely.
I can relate to that actually, Z. I can actually relate to that. Those of us who grew up in around the Arabian/Persian Gulf at this time of year, you can get used to that kind of cold. But like I said to like Big Kev, the whole thing about, you know, there are dishonest actors and whatnot. And that's why these people are coming in, because they're coming in just to exploit this room. They're trying to find a way to exploit people and misuse people. And unfortunately, those of us like, you know, like the master teacher and others who are here to help out, of course, get paid in the process, but they're given legit advice, are being disregarded and drowned out. I mean, I remember on Officer Panthro, aka Officer the Goddamn Law, Charles Faulkner Jr. We were talking about this, about, you know, about his boy Brian Snow. Oh, by the way, and if you guys do have the heart in you, every morning, 8 a.m. Eastern time, Mondays to Friday on YouTube, check out Snowman in the Morning. It's on Snowman and Multimedia YouTube channel. They do sports coverage like nobody else for the best 2 hours in the morning. Check it out.
Hey, Sigma Black says women definitely can't go back sexually. One of the biggest misconceptions is that women could go back sexually. No, she's going to marry the lame dude with the stability or the money, and she's going to cheat on your ass with her coworker that works in the file room with the 9-inch member. Or the pool boy. But that's more like, you know, like upper middle class and rich. No, if your wife is used to mandingo and you're extra regular, not just size, but I'm talking about like motion of the ocean and everything. If she used to mandingo stroke, if she used to the chicken wing and all type of, shout out to Eddie Griffin with that, right? If she used to all of that, used to that, Guess what? She will marry you and she will stay as long as you don't find out she cheated on your ass. But oh,
You
she's cheating, bro. She's
remember when he
cheating.
threw the microphone and pulled and drag it back to extend the show?
Yeah, right, exactly right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that freedom of speech special 2007. Oh yeah, that's
Bro,
what made
Eddie
Pegasus
Griffin
one of
said
my
the
favorite
realest shit
stand-up
ever.
He
comedians.
did,
Yeah.
no, he didn't do it in that one too. He also did that in Tell 'Em I Said It. Remember the 2011
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
special? We
Mm-hmm.
talked
Oh
about
yeah.
No, hey, look,
That
That
bro.
was hilarious too.
I died when he was like, "Why y'all keep on acting like we all want a white bitch? I need my white bitch." This nigga jumped on. He climbed up the
that.
banister and beat his
Like
chest
King
like King
Kong.
Kong. Like yo, and it's true. Like pause for the cause. Stop acting like every black man is like hop, jump, skipping. I hated when that journalist did that about the Pac interview she did back in the early '90s, making it seem like Pac was kind of making googly eyes at her. Look, man, stop it. Not every black man is gonna jump off of a bridge for some random extra average, pasty, no shape having white woman. Stop it.
No.
Especially not Pac.
Patrice O'Neal,
here's the-
maybe, but no,
here's
not
the-
Patrice. He
Here's
didn't
the
vote.
hard
He
truth
didn't
that
vote.
people don't want to accept about that. I'm sorry. Here's the hard truth
Okay.
that people don't want to accept about that. Even though
Mhm.
most of us brothers are taught to be simps, when it comes to so-called white women, most brothers are not like we're one of the few groups of men that like so-called Black American men. We don't put white women up on pedestals, especially if
Thank
they don't
you.
have any curves or they're not expected pretty. Like, and it's so confusing because most of us are trained to to be simps, but for some reason, and it's like maddeningly confusing with us. Like when it comes to so-called white women, like we're just like, eh. Like if she's not like a pretty white woman, like think Leia Sado and like Spectre,
Yeah.
as the one agent, like Spectre agent's daughter in Spectre, or think like Julia Howard in like Uncut Gems. Like if you're not like super pretty like that, oh yeah, like they'll go crazy over a super pretty white woman, but like just some like you said, just some average run of the mill white woman. No, most dudes, most brothers are not jumping out of their skin. They're not even like any major reaction. It's just like just a shoulder shrug. Like,
Exactly, bro.
It's just like,
average
why
I don't
women to
know. I
brothers.
don't know.
Go
I
ahead,
don't
Kareem.
know.
Go
I
ahead.
got caught
Go ahead,
cap on
Kareem.
that because I'm
Go ahead,
sorry. I
Kareem.
got
Go
caught
ahead.
cap on that because I see a lot of, well, not a lot, but I've seen black women. I mean, the black men date some women that don't look that. So I don't know about them. I mean, yeah, y'all not gonna go gaga crazy, but to say that they don't date them, some average.
Oh, yeah,
Eddie
don't get me
Griffin.
wrong,
Like when he asked that question, why do you? Oh, he said, was it Eddie Griffin asked in 2011? Why is it when I see brothers, they always get with the most fucked up white bitch in town?
That's a lie too.
That's a very big lie.
Yeah. What was I about to say? But no,
unless it's an African dude who has
don't get me wrong, like
some shit like that.
Don't get me wrong. They'll definitely smash her. Like, if she's decent looking, if she's offering, like they'll definitely take, take it if she's offering. But overall, like most brothers are like literally like they're not like if she's average looking, they're just not. They're not going for it, man. They're not gonna make a big deal out of it. They don't treat her like, and I think that's part of the reason why it's so controversial is because unfortunately, because a lot of white men put white women up on pedestals. And I think that they're the biggest group of simps because they make simping institutionalized.
Yeah, say that.
Yeah, but
for real,
they go out of the way to put them up on pedestals, and we're like one of the few groups of men that doesn't. So, like to us, like a white woman is just a woman. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like we're more conscious of her making false accusations against us than oh my god, just a
absolutely.
Oh my
the
god.
online dating data says, and Big Kev has a point on this. The online dating data, and thank you for coming up, Kareem. The online dating data says that black men out of every group, gender, race in America have the largest swath. Like we're not like stuck on anyone. The highest rated for us is black women, obviously, and then everything else, like it's just whatever. We don't have any like, oh God, the white woman. Everybody else has like oh God, this group of people. Black men are like, do I actually like you? Are you physically attractive? Yes. Okay. Yeah. Swipe right. Right. Like and that's but we're the one group of people that does that compared to everybody else. Everybody else prefers white.
I
Yeah.
agree. I agree
Go
that
ahead.
you guys don't do the goofy shit that some of the women's are doing online with the
Mhm.
like that one girl that was like, oh, he only like white women, and it was like, so, like, I know you did a thing on that.
Yeah,
You did a
yeah,
program on
yeah.
that.
Because she looks so. It was. Pause for it. Let me
Yeah,
read this real.
yeah.
Let,
Some of these divestors women is doing these dumb. That's dumb. Like,
desperate.
black men don't do that. They don't go
Yeah,
Google Gaga online at least
yeah.
about white women, like how some of these divested women are doing a white man. So you guys don't do that. So I give you guys credit for
No.
that. But
Yeah.
No,
yeah,
but
you
Yeah.
guys,
sometimes you
Oh,
just want to
you
mess
know
with
what though?
somebody like
Kareem has
that.
a point though. No, no. Let's. I seen it only once in my life. Only once. And pause for this statement because yeah. But I did see a brother, chisel brother, kind of Derek Jackson looking, like, you know. And when I saw the white girl he was with, I was like, nigga, she gotta be paying. She gotta pay like she
Exactly.
way pays.
Yeah, that's what I'm
There's
saying. That's what I'm
no,
saying.
bruh.
Yeah.
Even
Wait a
me
Yeah,
as
minute.
like
Wait a
a
minute.
black man,
What
I was like,
if?
wait, real quick. I was like, that's what black women are talking about right there. That's it. Like, I've never seen it in my life. This had to be like 7 years ago, something like that. And
I
I
can
was
give a
in the
better
mall
example,
eating
actually.
lunch, and I finally seen. I was like, oh, that's what black women are talking about. There's no way that nigga ain't get. There's no way she's not paying. Because if she ain't paying, nigga, we gotta talk.
exactly.
Tag
Because
Yeah,
me.
like you gotta
Tag
like,
me.
we all gotta have like an
Tag
intervention,
me.
like
oh,
with the
let me
what the
read
heck are
this
you
real
doing,
quick.
bro?
So I'm gonna shut up and let y'all go. Let me read this real quick. Mr. Me Too says support black men media, good people, and Mr. Me Too is giving y'all the truth. All right, and I'll pause right there. Y'all go ahead.
But yeah,
Big Kev,
like oh
if
yeah,
I may
go.
interject for a minute. Thank you.
Oh yeah.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh yeah, go ahead.
what most women are talking about, I can give better examples of that. Take African men, because you
Mhm.
have the whole issue of the whole sexual tourism.
Mhm.
It's mostly black women cannot compete with white women when it comes to the sexual tourism. And I can mention how many white women go to certain parts of Africa. Most of these are old, over the hill, who bring home African men to marry them. And for these men,
Mhm.
it's to get that European citizenship and whatnot, or that British
yeah,
passport and
that's,
shit.
yeah, that's a hustle though. They're not doing it because they genuinely desire them. They're doing it to
Yeah,
get a green card and to help their family.
a
That's
visa.
like
Yeah,
a
exactly.
hustle. It's
That's
not
what it
a,
is.
yeah.
That's what it
But
Yeah, that's
is.
what I'm saying.
You
Yeah,
see,
like
also same thing in Canada. Because I remember there's
yeah.
a movie. There's a movie I remember. It was in both French. Some of the dialogue was in English. Some of it is in French. It was called Due South. It was set in Haiti
mhm,
on this one resort, and you follow the lives of everybody involved in the story. Where this is the manager of the hotel resort, three of the women in particular who talk about their experiences with Haitian men down there,
mhm.
and it's just mind blowing how what they thought of each other and what it is, and you see the how each of them have a certain fixation on certain men and whatnot, and
Yeah,
what it
no,
is. Because remember, Dr. T talked about the whole thing about black male sexuality, how it's fetishized and everything. If you all checked out that one clip of his.
yeah. Well, I think to speak to something Karina's saying in particular, like,
Mhm.
mm, it. I think we're in a weird place because black men in particular, we don't get our sense of masculinity from piping white women. Like, that was a big misnomer,
That was a big
misconception coming
no-no.
out of the 80s and 90s. Like, oh,
Hmm.
y'all just want the white man's prize, y'all want his women. And like, more and more the researchers, the sociologists do the research, what they're
Hmm.
finding is it's actually women, not just black women, but women, including other women of color, black women, Latinas, Asians, who, because we live in this air quotes white patriarchal society, their
Hmm.
sense of femininity is validated by white men. So
Exactly.
like, and
Exactly.
there's a
Right. It's the
and
opposite.
yeah, so there's what feminists would like to have you believe is there's a one-to-one. Like, okay, fine, y'all masculinity is validated by white women, and it's like, no, it's not. And we have
No, it's not.
more and more in data that's coming out week by week, month by month, that's showing like, for men, particularly black men, that's not true. But for women,
Hmm.
that's a bit more true, because their femininity, because they're looking at men as status symbols.
Hmm.
So if you're looking at men as status symbols, especially when you're living through this kind of, economic kind of precarity, what ends up happening is the white man is the gold standard, right? And like, women don't want to admit that openly because it's kind of cringy, especially if you're a woman of color and you know the history, especially if you're a black woman and you know the history. You don't want to say that out loud, but but especially for the swirlers and divestors, that's one thing I'll give them. The divestors are so bold with it, it's comical, right? Like they just straight up like, nah, I want this lifestyle, I want this type of house, I want this, and I want a white man to give it to me because such and so forth. And
Don't you need
I
whiteness?
just think, yeah. Well, I think other women, they just don't want to be as bold because there's something about your ego and your pride that when you say something, when you pronounce something so forcefully, if you don't get it, do you know what that does to you when you tell you're walking around, I'm gonna get a Bentley, I'm gonna get a Bentley or nothing, and then 10 years later, no Bentley, 15 years later, no Bentley, 20 years later, no Bentley, like and yeah, so I'll pause right there. But Kareem, you can continue, and Lion, I know you just came up, so if you want to do an intro, go ahead. But
Yeah,
yeah, you
no,
guys
no,
go
I
ahead.
was agreeing. I was agreeing with you guys. I was just saying
Hmm.
that I just, to see, I see, like, I agree that black men is not like, oh, that's the baddest girl, those fat, middleweight age, somebody, woman like that. I don't,
Hmm.
you guys, I see it online. I see it everywhere. You don't big up you don't big up girls like those girls.
Hmm.
But I've seen men with my own eyes.
Hmm.
They like average looking, regular looking black girls, regular looking white girls, regular looking Chinese girl. Like I've seen it with my own eyes. So when people come online and say, "Oh well, no, they only date the baddest white girl," no, that's
Yeah,
not true.
that's not
That's
true.
lies.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, that's not true.
Even with these divestors and all these people, when they come online and they date the wealthiest, they don't date the wealthiest white men. They white men is big belly, looking regular, looking man. They just
It's
look
Has
true.
regular.
anybody
They like,
seen Precious's husband?
Yeah, he's just
Yeah.
a regular white dude.
Yeah, he's a regular
yeah,
white dude.
regular white dude.
He's got
And
money
the
though.
only
He's
thing,
Yeah,
he's
even
well
Yeah,
off.
Serena's husband, he's regular looking. The only thing I
yeah,
would say about Serena's husband is, I know you
he's
guys gonna
tall.
flame me
He's
for
a
it, but
billionaire.
he's very tall,
Yeah,
and he actually have sense. He actually does have a business. He's
yeah, yeah,
smart.
yeah. No,
He's
that's
not a
true. No,
dummy.
that's true. Now, Alexis Ohanian, yo, I never talk crap about Alexis Ohanian because I think he really loves Serena. That's not no political agenda. I never talk shit about Alexis Ohanian. I'll talk crap about Serena because I think Serena and Venus have a major issue. As much as their dad tried to fight for their identity, I think they have a major psychosexual thing going on with white people. But I never talk crap about Alexis Ohanian in particular because I think he really loves his wife, and I don't think he's on some I want some dirty sex with a black woman type thing. I don't think he's on that with her. And the
no.
question is
Mm,
her, not him. But yeah, go ahead, Chris.
well,
Okay, wait a minute, you broke up. Is that me?
No, you're good.
Nah, that's her.
No, you're
It was
No,
good.
Kareem, you
Kareem.
went out, Kareem.
uh
Okay, now
You're
we can
good.
hear
You're
you. Go
good.
ahead.
I'm
Yeah, you're
sorry,
good. Yeah, you
my
went out for a
alarm went
second.
off. I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
go
I
ahead.
can't
Oh
I
no,
can't
it's all right,
speak.
love.
I mean, I think he cares for her because
Yeah.
what I see, because I do follow them on social media.
Hmm.
What I see, he really loves his daughter though.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like he posts more about the daughter than she does, and
Mm.
for me, that's what I see. I don't know their relationship. I don't know if it's gonna work. She's acting like a white woman to me sometimes. With
Hmm.
the If you ever watch any documentary or anything on her, she don't really act like a black girl. Not to say you have to act a certain way, but she really
Hmm.
don't. She speak fluent, like she's very whitish. I hate to say that because people like
You mean she
when
code switches?
she's very like she don't act like a girl from. Not to say she has to be very
Yeah.
She's from
hoodish,
Compton.
hood or anything. She's
Yeah.
very like white centered. If you ever
And
watch a
that's okay.
documentary on HBO, watch
Yeah.
any interviews with her, like that's very like real. That's not scripted. You see,
Hmm.
she doesn't act like she has black friends. Let's say it like that. She really don't.
Oh,
She really
yeah.
That's
don't.
only until
That's a
Yeah.
She's
very
kind of like
valid
she
point,
reminds me a
Kareem.
little bit of stuff for that girl that what's her name,
Hmm.
Steph Cole, whatever her name is. She
Stefco.
Who?
reminds me a little bit of her.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Sure.
Just
Okay.
And
famous and rich.
you know what's funny? You say that because she's friends with Meghan Markle, and
Yeah,
so
I
that
think that
makes so much
Meghan
more
Markle thing
sense.
is a clout thing. I don't think they're real friends right
Oh, you
now. I
don't think
think
they're
it's a
real
clout
friends?
thing.
Okay. Okay. All right. All
I
right.
She
mean, she
has
Yeah.
said
no
she is,
friends.
but I think
She
Yeah.
it's
has no
clout just for
friends.
clout.
No,
Niggas don't
the
keep
Megan
Markle
friends.
says she
boys.
Megan don't
got
keep
no
Mark,
friends.
friends.
Mark
Megan don't keep
Okay.
Markle
friends.
has no,
Megan
no,
is
wait,
a
wait, wait.
is a
Hold
is
up, hold
a
up.
is
Kareem,
a
if I may please. Sorry for interrupting.
Go ahead, hurry up,
Go
neighbor.
ahead, sorry.
Go.
What I said was Marco has no friends. She's all about that
Yeah.
clout because she's another
Oh yeah, that's
APD,
true.
like I said earlier. She's a
Oh,
sicko.
I think
I'll
so.
tell you that.
Yeah,
I agree
yeah. I
too.
think
She
so.
is.
Yeah, I
I
agree. I agree.
agree with you.
Yeah.
We in
Yeah.
agreement. We in
Yeah.
agreement. The way she moves, like
Mhm.
the friend that she's supposed to be the best friend that designed her or was her bridesmaid or whatever, she
Mhm.
don't talk to her anymore because in Canada, I don't know if anybody here is in Canada. In
Mhm.
Canada, it came out that she was bullying some black girl. Did Megan stick
Ooh,
behind her?
really?
Nope. Megan dropped
No.
her like that.
Mm.
She's not a good whatever. I don't care about Meghan Markle. I don't even bring her up.
Paris,
But
Yeah.
my point is, Serena,
Mhm.
I hope her marriage lasts because like I said, I
Mhm.
want people to have good marriages. I don't care. Like I'm not one of
Mhm.
these girls
Mhm.
who like, oh, because she married a white man, her marriage should fail.
No.
I hope her marriage lasts, but I don't know the way it looks. It
Mhm.
looks very superficial. So
Mm.
that's all I have to say. From what I see, it looks superficial. But I know he loves his daughter, and that's all I can say on that.
Let's see. I mean, like I said, I in this, I'm all about the black stuff, but in this case, I think he might be more authentic with their relationship than she is, and yeah, and that's saying something for a white man black woman relationship.
I mean, that's the
She's the
same
one
thing.
that's more on the
That's the same
Hollywood
thing.
shit than he is. Go ahead.
That's the same thing with Russell Wilson and Sierra. Both these men love the
Yeah,
women more than the women love the men.
yeah,
That's one thing.
yeah,
Both of them do. It's
yeah.
clear. It's clear as day that both of these men love their women more than the women love their men.
And their
And so
children. And their
Yeah,
Why
children.
does this
yeah,
and the
line
yeah,
children.
sound like
yep.
someone I've met before? Have I ever seen you in Kenya by any chance? Because you seem like one of those lions in the Serengeti I've seen before in a documentary, brother.
Mm.
No,
You're very confident
that
with what you talk and
Hysterical,
shit.
hysterical. But yeah, man. I mean, like, yeah, that whole
He's
and
not an Abyssinian. He's not an Abyssinian lion.
you
That's for
know
I know for
the
sure.
the whole and the whole and this is the thing with that whole like interracial relationship stuff. There are legitimate, mixed couples. We've met them. Everybody's met them, right? You could see this is on the up and up. A couple of us got them as family members or whatever, and you don't hear no shisty stuff. You don't hear no stories. Oh, he called her the N word or none of that. And then there's all the rest of them, and I would argue the majority of these interracial relationships, and this is before I start even talking about the divestors, the majority of them is some weirdo stuff, fetish stuff, insecure stuff, inferiority complex stuff, some I'm gonna get you my black baby daddy stuff. I'm gonna go deal with this white man. Like I've seen black, and I don't know how women do this. I've seen women go from chisel chin Tyrone dudes to marrying the chubby, hairy white guy that's 5'7", and I'm like, bruh, like I don't even know. I don't even. Okay, whatever.
Her credit must be fucked up.
Right, like when
Is he
you
rich?
see that,
Is he rich?
no, what regular middle class dude,
'cause,
probably $75,000 a year dude, right? And
mm,
and that to me that is I look, and I've seen a white woman do it, and I've seen a black woman do it. I've seen a white woman that I know her, the black dude she used to get piped down by personally, right? And now she's married to the 5'7", chubby, hairy, white Jewish guy. And then I know a black woman who did the same thing. She was
Oy
she
vey.
was she was dating a black dude,
Mhm.
darker skinned brother, chisel chin brother. I don't know if he had a six pack. I don't know, but never, But
Yeah.
chisel chin brother, and now she's married to. But he's not Jewish. This guy is not Jewish. But like the chubby white dude, whatever, like about my height, so like 5'9", and I always when I see that I'm like, hey, you end up with who you end up with, but
That's
yeah,
Well, it is what it is
but
because of
yeah,
I have
Oh,
a
go ahead,
lot of
Leon.
like mixed
Sorry,
like
Lion.
people that are different race in my life
yeah,
that I
Mhm.
have friends with that I work with,
yeah,
and
Mhm.
a lot of the women just quiet
yeah.
as a kept to get thing. A lot of them say to like I've heard this from a couple of them. Oh,
Mhm.
you should marry
Hey, you
a
guys,
Jewish
I'm still gonna
man
be on
because the
the
Jewish man makes them
line.
do whatever they want and
Gotta
get away
step
with
off right quick.
anything they want. So that's why I
Wow.
think they do it, because a lot of those Jewish men make them, or Sims, they make them do get away with whatever. So that's why a lot of
Yeah.
them
Well,
marry them.
I mean, a lot of
Yeah.
American Jews are, for understand, they're more submissive and whatnot because in Israel or in other parts of Europe, they don't let that shit fly with their women.
No,
Mm.
but I mean,
They put
all
their foot
what
down in a sense.
yeah, but what you see is them optimizing their hypergamy to the best of their ability. They all practice hypergamy, but
Yeah.
it doesn't.
Exactly.
The equation don't. But when you see them completely switch with who they were, they wouldn't be with 10 years ago.
Yeah.
That is what their hypergamy can afford them to get because all women
Yeah.
practice hypergamy, but only very few of them can optimize it to the best of their ability because their looks are gone.
Yeah.
They don't have the looks they did when they were 25. That's pretty much
Mhm.
what they're pretty much what they're communicating to you when they do that.
And
That's
there's
I mean,
not
think
enough
about it.
men.
crazy.
There's not enough men to operate like that. How many men have that much money to get what they, you know what I mean? Like, to be
Yeah.
realistic, all women can't marry billionaires. That's not gonna happen in real life.
Hey,
No,
Kareem,
but they
you.
will get
Hey,
but
Kareem, you
they will
messing
get
up the
the
world right
closest
now. You
but
can't be
that
telling the
but
truth
they
like
will
that.
get to the closest that they can get.
Yeah.
They will
Yeah.
wait, they will hold out for as much as they
Mhm.
can to get the best they can closest that they can get. Z
Yeah.
was saying it in his video yesterday when he was
Yeah.
talking about that poor Harriet chick. They
Yeah.
all practice hypergamy, but only a few of them can optimize it to the best of their ability. And
But
And
but
I
but
this
then
feel
is the
sad
it's
for
so
her
look.
in
stupid because
particular.
that for Harriet girl, she has to
Yeah.
make her own money. She's not
Yeah.
a man is not giving her the lifestyle she wants.
No,
Yeah.
She's on
because she doesn't
But
YouTube
have the looks. Because
yeah.
she
But
lying
doesn't
it's
on
have
just,
the
YouTube to people to get the money she wants, to get that lifestyle,
and
but she
I
don't have the
think that's
man
the
and she don't have
saddest
the
part.
kids. And she don't have
And
a man
that's
and
the
no kids.
this is the thing with, and I'm happy you brought up Kim because Kim, I already knew she was making guap off of YouTube, but now that the numbers are out, shout out to Obsidian because he looked it up. Um, if she's right and she is making some 300, bro, that's like what half of what 2%, 3% of the U.S. population earns that. Like, bro, number one, that's number one. Before we even get into race, okay, then black men then the black men that earn more than that, because you want a guy at least on that level, okay, 300, 350 and above. Do you understand a black dude that make 150 could damn near touch any woman he want, let alone
I mean,
350?
but when you look at her, I mean, at the end of the day, when you just look at her aesthetically, Brittany Renner has a better shot than her,
I
and
agree.
that's saying that's
I
saying
agree.
something. Because
I agree.
say what you want about Brittany Renner,
Yeah.
she understands that. She
Yeah.
understands how much looks matter when it comes to these men earning that much money, and if for some reason Kim don't get that.
Well, I don't
It's
think.
not only
No, no,
looks,
no, no,
but
no. Let me take that back. I think Kim. No, no. Kim knows. She's actually said it. When you look at, and when we're saying Kim, we're using her as an avatar for a lot of that kind of in the O step codes. We're using them as an avatar to have a conversation about the women that have they're not ugly, but they're not the baddest, and they have a contempt for the outcome, their intimacy outcome because of it. Because a Kim could have got, and this is in shout out to Obsidian, he was saying that too. Like, a Kim could have got this particular type of man at Harvard. She should have been on that shit since the day she walked into Harvard. But she probably was doing something else. Let's be honest, she probably was on that black feminist crap. And
Yeah,
now that she's
probably was.
34 years old,
And she's probably 15 pounds, 50 to 20 pounds, 15 to 20 pounds lighter too.
you see, well, yeah, you making it. I'm not even gonna go there. It's too easy. But and I've
wait a
seen a
minute.
picture of her friend circle real quick. I've seen a
Mhm.
picture of her friend circle, and I'm like, bruh, like when you, hey, y'all know Mr. Z, y'all know I don't go in on black women's looks or whatever. I don't do it. But bruh, I seen that picture of that friend circle. And I was like, hey, all
Mm.
right, hey,
She's a take one. She's the one that somebody in the male crew got to take one for the team, isn't she?
bro, hey,
Exactly.
let me just say, hey, bro, look, I. You think I'm saying just her? I'm trying to say something without saying something.
Nah, I went into
I've seen the whole. Listen to what I'm saying. I've seen the whole friend circle in the picture, bro. It ain't
Mhm.
looking good. Ain't no,
Bro, I
ain't
went.
no,
No, check it.
ain't no
I went
Mr.
in the
Z taking one
conversation.
for the team. It's the whole team taking one for the team.
Damn.
It's
I
a
went
wait,
to
wait, wait,
that.
wait. Hold
No,
on, wait,
but
hold on. Let me see if I understand this right. Hold on. Let me see if I understand this
so
right.
they all a bunch of no's.
No, no.
Hey, I'm not saying it, but hey,
Let me
But
put it
she,
this way. Let me put it
the
this
funny
way.
thing is,
But
I hate with these women, like how you guys always talk about the passport bros. The
yeah,
women could do that too. But
true.
for Harriet, if she
Yeah.
really wanted to get married, she could go to Africa and get her a nice man. She could go to the Caribbean and get herself a nice
oh
man.
hell
I don't
no.
understand why these women are doing this. Like they can if they
The
want to.
hypergamy,
And
the
it's the
hypergamy
money.
is a
It's the money.
motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah. Because think about it.
The
They could get the
hypergamy
chisel
don't
chin
satisfy that.
African brother. They could get the chisel chin Nigerian brother or chisel chin if they want something a little bit more um Arabic mix. They could go to East Africa and get them a Nipsey. They could do that, but guess what?
Leave my people
The
out of this, nigga.
no, everybody, nope, everybody's for sale. So they could do that. But Kareem,
I'm
here's
playing.
the
I'm playing. I'm
problem.
playing. I'm playing. I'm
But
playing. I'm
here's the
playing.
problem. The problem is that when you get outside the West, people don't got no money. When you get
The funny
outside the
thing.
West, people don't outside of a handful of Africans, a handful of South Americans, a handful of East Asians, South Asians. When you get
Yeah.
outside the West, outside of Japan and South Korea, in China, when you get outside the West, nobody got no money no more. So
Yeah.
you're asking
Uh,
someone like Steph Kodim to earn, let's say they making their YouTube money, they making at least 150 a year off of YouTube, $200,000 a year on YouTube. Okay, cool. You're
Okay.
making $200,000 a year on YouTube. You've been doing it
Mhm.
for 3, 4, 5 years. Where are you gonna go outside of the
that's
West
but
where
that's
your
exactly
looks? You see what I'm
yeah.
saying? Yeah, go ahead, brother. Go ahead, because you know where
No,
I'm
but
going. Go ahead.
no, I know where you're going, but
Mhm.
but that's what we were saying. That's why men can. That's why we can do what we can do because
Yep.
we could give a shit about a woman's income.
Yeah. And we
We
could
don't
do it
care.
with 70 grand a year. The difference is we could air quotes buy that wife and bring her back
And
and have her
upgrade her
living
whole life.
okay with 80 grand a year. We no, we
Upgrade
don't
her
even gotta
whole
be
life.
150. We can do that at 80. The women, on
Upgrade
the
her
other
whole
hand,
life.
you're asking her to turn this man into a house husband at a black woman, a black
Yeah, that's
American woman
nah.
Okay,
That's
at
not gonna
80
but
grand a
happen.
year. Yeah, it
okay,
ain't
I'm
happening.
just gonna say
All
with
that stuff.
What
No.
Stefco is she's that's her family. She could
Yeah,
have she could do like a arranged marriage type thing. I know we don't do that, but they
yeah,
could
yeah,
vet
yeah,
people in their community and get
yeah,
her a
yeah, yeah,
husband. So
yeah,
it don't have to be like a house husband thing like you guys are talking. Like that's the
yeah.
problem with us. We have this like Western mentality, a
Oh,
house.
you're not going all the way
Cool.
extreme with it. Yeah, yeah.
You want to have a child. You want to have a
Hmm.
family.
Yeah.
How are you gonna do that? You can't. You don't like none of these guys. You're saying these guys are pookies and ray rays. You want to
Hmm.
get a good man that's gonna take care of you and have a good moral values and good family values. Hello, there's tons of African people. There's tons of Caribbean. You could go all over the world and get somebody like that. They have the
Problem number
resources to
one,
do it. So
Kareem,
do
though.
it.
Real quick, y'all. Real quick. Because y'all know I be watching I watch they stuff. This is why Mr. Z is called the social worker. The Stefco problem, Kareem, is that, and she said it. She's looking for a gorgeous man. So Stefco knows that, okay, you know what? The world may not see me as a particular type of attractive. So I want to make up with that. It's the same thing you see with some of the dudes that they got to have the baddest woman on the planet because they don't like what they see in the mirror. So they want you to be like, they want to pretty much say, I know you think I'm ugly, but look at what I got though. Stefco's the same way. And she said it. She wants a gorgeous man essentially to make up for whatever insecurity she have or however she sees herself in the mirror. So that's what you gotta add she wants a Derek Jackson style dude, right?
Yeah.
That's the thing. And once again, I've never heard anybody call her ugly. We just she everyday sister. Okay, cool.
She's a no. She's
Hey,
a no.
no, I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying she ain't
I
the
don't want to be
ugliest
anywhere
woman on
near
the
that.
planet. Okay,
I don't want to
what
be
I'm
anywhere near
saying is,
that.
this is what I'm saying. She's still looking for a gorgeous dude. In her words, gorgeous man. That's her words. What do you do with that? With a person who, at this point in their life, a woman, not even a person, a woman who's earning upwards in the six figures now. If they continue this, they'll be making that, for the foreseeable future. And they want a man, but they don't want just a man. They want a particular height. They want a particular look. So for women, you damn near got to buy a man,
Look at it
right?
this way,
I
G.
mean, that's what you want. So hey, you gotta
Yeah.
pay for it. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excuse me,
This
Kareem.
is real life.
Yeah.
We not.
Excuse
This is
me.
not fantasy. It's real life. If you want to have
Yep.
kids and want to have a family, and you don't like none of the men you're around, what are you gonna do? Africa has tons of gorgeous men.
True.
The Caribbean have tons of gorgeous men,
What
and people. You just
True.
the only thing is for them. I would like them to have maybe a resources where they could vet these men to have good morals. Like you just want
what
somebody to
is
have
the
good morals.
There's
Whatever
something
a
I just got to
situation
bring up
is,
though.
if it don't work, it
I
don't work.
what
But
is,
if you get somebody with good morals, you'll have a chance of having a good family.
Yeah.
okay.
but this is the
If
other
Yeah.
I
thing
may,
of it too.
If you're looking
if
for
I
a
may,
family, I know Ostefco is, but I don't think Kim from Fort Harriet. I think she said she don't want to have kids. So and then you got to meet a man that either has kids already or that's okay with never having kids because you don't want to have children. So
well,
then you got
here's
to
something
deal
I
with
got to
that
mention.
also. So go ahead.
See,
What is,
if I got to mention,
Yeah.
one thing that's really interesting I've realized is like, although this has been somewhat of on the decline, but what about the whole notion of having a beard? If anybody knows what I mean by a beard.
You mean the woman having a beard or the man having a beard?
No, the woman having a woman being a certain man's beard, so to speak. If
Mm.
anybody
Oh,
knows,
so
you know,
are you saying what I think you saying, which is just get with the gay dude and y'all could just go outside looking nice in public and he got
yeah.
money and whatever. Yeah,
Before, yeah, that
yeah,
was
yeah,
that you know, there
yeah.
are some women who can still have that arrangement because there are still some gay men who, just like there are a lot of straight dudes with
Hmm.
some lesbians who
Hmm.
know that the gay person in this outfit, it cannot come out of the closet, cannot be
Yeah.
open. So they can come to some kind of arrangement where they're a couple. So just to keep it with appearances, they act like a couple, whatnot. But they have an arrangement where they can just have an open relationship where everybody's
I'm not
messing
gay
around.
no more. I don't like men's no more. Listen,
what,
I like
Namer.
women.
Look,
what,
Namer, that window is closing. See, that was our mother's
Yeah,
and grandmother's window. I
I said
don't.
it's on the decline. I said
Yeah,
it's on
that's
the
the thing
decline.
because our age group, them niggas coming out the gate. If they gay about 13, 14, they're like, listen, I'm gay. My parents are
This
gonna
is how
probably kick me out or
this is
whatever.
who
This
I
is how I
am.
am. Yeah, yeah. The
what is,
beard thing, women got maybe a decade of that left. That's done deal.
But
Especially when you get outside of the religious institutions and
yeah,
spaces. Yeah, that's
I
done deal.
know.
Yeah, yeah,
I know, but I did say
okay.
it's on the decline. I said on the decline
yeah.
nowadays earlier. But yeah, see, better. You wanted to say something? Excuse me.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was just saying, going to add to what we were saying earlier in
Hmm.
terms of going and getting men from other places, and even
Mm-hmm.
from America. There's an attitude component that I think is
Yeah.
being overlooked. Like, you might have the money to go and do whatever, but
Hmm.
real talk, a lot of these women like a Kim for Fort Harriet
Yeah.
and stuff going on, they unbearable, man. I,
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you know it's real. Big Kev, I mean, it's a Big Kev. Sorry, better you don't even talk like that. So if he's saying unbearable, God damn, go ahead, better you go ahead, go ahead.
no, like real talk. I like to think pretty open minded. Like real
Yeah,
talk, I've heard white supremacists speak and been
yeah.
able to make it through. I have not been able to make it through like five minutes of some of their videos. It is crazy.
Hey,
You think that somebody from a foreign country that has a more value for men and respect for men is gonna put up with that? I think
better you pause right there because I promise y'all on everything. Me and my lady were just talking about this yesterday, right? And we were and we so me and my lady is a nerd, and so we were watching what I was telling y'all about earlier with the spyware stuff on the phones and everything, and Pegasus and all this other stuff, and we started talking about like what we consider human rights and civil rights, and like pretty much me and my lady came up to you get that in about 2 dozen countries. Like if America disappeared, where where would you want to live? Where you would still have human rights, civil rights, LGBTQ rights, women's rights, all this other stuff. And pretty much it's at most 3 dozen, but it's not. It's really closer to 2 dozen. And so what you're saying right now, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, what country could Kim for Harriet go to outside of all the countries we think about, Britain, America, France, blah blah blah, where she could talk the way she do and not get backhanded by a dude, and the cops come and say, "So what did you do wrong?" Right? And I'm like, pretty much, you can't go south of Texas, and you can't go west of Germany, and then skip all the way over to Japan, maybe South Korea, and Australia, New Zealand, and then pretty much everywhere else on the planet is a no-go for you.
There's
Not
parts
nowhere
of
in
Western
Africa you could
Europe.
kick rocks. Nowhere in the
There's
Middle
parts of
East you could kick rocks. Nowhere in Eastern Europe you could kick rocks. Pretty much it's America, Canada, and Western Europe, and that's it.
Well, we're saying that they're doing this for money, right?
Yeah,
So how are we to say that when they're in a relationship, they don't know how to behave in the relationship? Like, because I'm saying
that's a good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
people are
Hold
online. We
on,
don't know these
hold on.
people. We listen. I'm just saying. I don't know these people.
No,
I'm
that's a
just
good point.
telling you what they're saying. They want to have kids. You want to
Hmm.
have kids when? Would you rather go to a sperm bank, or you rather be with a person who raised your children properly and have a good family?
Mm.
If you
or
want
hire
that,
surrogates.
if they really
Hmm.
truly, honestly, in their heart want that, where can they go to get a person to do that for them? If they're on this talking on the online, like people in foreign countries won't even know who they are really, and I mean, they probably will know because everything is online now. But my point is to get the person they want, they're not gonna find that in America with the way they're going now. So your only choice,
Mm.
if you want to have a family, is that.
Uh,
That's your only choice.
yeah, I mean, Kareem makes a
Or a
good
sperm
point.
bank. How are they gonna get a family? How are they gonna get kids if they
Hey,
go
the
for
sperm bank
Harriet
Kareem,
go
we
for
already know
I
two
mean,
percent of 2% of sperm is black. So unless they want a mixed baby coming from the sperm bank, so that's
right?
a
If
no
you
go.
want a black family, how are you gonna do that if you don't go abroad?
I think the answer
Well,
is they
remember,
not.
yeah, like
Go
when,
ahead, y'all. Go ahead, because I'm
yeah, like,
laughing over here.
yeah, because again,
Jesus.
they don't want the family. They want the status of,
Mm,
of claiming that they want a family. They don't actually want the family. They don't want the relationship. They don't want,
mm,
you know, they don't value the relationship. They value the status of saying I want to be married or the status of saying I'm a mother. They don't actually want it in and of itself because that requires work and everything in that space, you know what I mean, in that like far left of space, it's all about encouraging women to abandon the feminine burden of performance, okay? Being pretty and likable, being,
mm-hmm,
looking well groomed, being chaste if you're a woman looking for marriage, or being discreet if you're a woman that's going to be for the streets. I mean, these are universally valuable traits, okay? And it takes work, it takes work to be a good woman. And even if you're like a street warrior, it takes work to be a good top tier one, not some raggedy renegade. You
I
know,
mean, but here's the thing.
it
Here's the
takes
thing
work.
about that.
go
You
ahead.
know the cold part
They don't
about
want to
this
do the
whole
work.
thing.
Well,
Oh,
The
by the
cold
way,
part.
I
like, share,
disagree with you
subscribe,
guys because
y'all. Like, share,
biology is
subscribe, hit the
biology.
super chat.
Nah,
Go ahead.
Biology is biology. No matter how much they come online and talk about blah blah blah, most women want to have kids.
well,
Most
you know the
women, not
sad
all,
part.
but most
You
women
know the
Yeah,
want to
sad.
well,
have
yeah, that's what
Well,
I'm
children.
you know
saying.
the
Is that
sad
yeah,
part about it is even
Mm.
with all the if women attack the gym with the same tenacity they attack getting that master's degree, a lot of them would be married.
Well, that part too. Well, it's not only just that. Like when I listen to Ostefko talk, the reason why I listen to her, like I said it before, the candor, but also I can hear in her almost her resigning herself to pretend like she can see the window. She's like, okay, I'm almost at 40, and it's a little scary, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. But also, what you hear from her is she's almost to the point where she's ready to resign herself to being not never a mother and never married. The married
Most of the
part
time.
that may happen even at an older age, 45. Some nigga might come through and be like, you know what, don't worry about kids, whatever. But the kids part, that window, when it closes, it closes. It's forever. That's done, right?
Wait a minute,
So
hold on, Parker. Z,
yeah,
how old is Steph Co?
I think she's 38 because I'm 30. I think she's 38.
Oh,
38 gonna
no,
be
oh no,
39.
no, no, no. That's a big hell no. That's a high
Yeah,
risk
she's
pregnancy
done.
right there.
She she
yeah.
You're
done.
No,
looking
that's what
at
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
miscarriage,
That's what I'm
retarded
saying.
babies.
No, name it. That's what I'm saying. Like, I
Mm-hmm.
can see her resigning herself to potentially never getting married and never having children because,
Mm-hmm.
like, right now it gotta be on the fast track, right? It's gotta be like, okay, I meet this dude today, we get married tomorrow, and like we're working on a kid the next day. Like, if she, because like that window is damn near there. It's there. Not even damn there. It's there. It's there. She done passed the window like by five, 10 years at
That
least. But hey,
when, when we first started talking about her, I already knew her MO with that pretty privilege video when DGS reviewed it. I already knew where she was at.
and she was talking about all these women with pretty privileges. But the thing you could have been a quick question to ask, like, okay, so you're talking about all these women with pretty privileges. What kind of bodies do they have?
Exactly.
Why don't you go to the gym with them? Do they go to the gym? Why aren't you going to the gym with them? So no, I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear no. Why?
I'm about to say none of it. He said none of it. I don't want to hear no excuses. I don't want to hear it because men don't get to make any excuses. No matter what men have been through, you still expect them to make top 20% money. You want them to have chiseled abs, a beard, and all these things. Despite whatever a man's been through, you still expect results. Well, guess what? Same goes for you. Yeah.
Same goes for you. You want this top tier man? You gonna have to look like a top tier lady. And like I said, I would never touch Brittany Renner, but at least she understands that.
Yeah. I gotta give it to you with that because I gotta give it to you for that when it comes to Ostefco in particular, because she's the one that said she's looking for a gorgeous man. So I gotta give it to you for that because she didn't say no regular man. She said she's looking for a her words, gorgeous. That's why I keep on saying it. Gorgeous man. There's nothing wrong with that if you want a gorgeous.
How are you asking for a gorgeous man and you're not even decent, ma'am? You are
the worst. You're
the freak. Hold on. Wait, hold on. Lion, hold up a minute. Lion, wait up a minute. Lion, wait up a minute. Wait up. First
let me read my super chat in a minute. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was gonna read the super chat. I just want to say,
okay.
Admiral Smoke, assalamu alaikum, habibi. Come on, hey, can you drop the link and have him come on up if it's possible?
I think I'm full. I want him to come up.
I'm gonna leave. I just wanted to say Happy New Year, everyone. Nice to see you.
Happy New Year, Kareem.
The sky could come up.
Yes, Kareem. Yeah.
By the way, Kareem.
Later. That's Sandog, by the way. That's Sandog.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I know Sandog. By the way, Kareem. You know what? You know what you've done to me? You've had a weird influence on me because lately I've been listening to Billy Ocean's Caribbean Queen because you, God damn it. You're my sister though.
We speak on Charles' panel when one of these nights when you and Charles we'll talk.
Yeah, we gotta chop it up. You and I, we gotta chop it up about some stuff, but we'll talk about that later, okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye, Kareem. Thanks for coming up. All right, later.
Have a good day. Anyway, Admiral Smoke, my brother, thank you for the 17 dirhams and 99 halalas. I know you love African, Asian, and Caribbean women. We all do.
And there we go, the next one. There you go, Namer. Next one up.
Do you do Cash App?
Okay. Yeah, I do Cash App. My Cash App's in my it's in my description box.
Yeah. Canada, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Much love to you. Oh man.
All right, go ahead. Y'all keep continuing.
Oh, thank you. I forgot about that. I'm sorry I had to take the card from you, but I brought it back with a full tank of gas and fully serviced.
Hysterical.
I'm not trying to hear none of these women talk about, it's not fair and beauty standards. Men from beyond history have always been attracted to beautiful women. That's not changing. That's never going to change. No matter how quote unquote advanced the basic nature.
Lion's not having it today. Y'all see that, right? Lion said F all of that y'all talking. I ain't having it. Lion reminds me of a lion.
No, not just any lion. If anybody's ever seen, there's this National Geographic documentary. It's called Eternal Enemies: Lions versus Hyenas.
Yeah, the one where they show the hyenas at nighttime. Yeah.
Yeah, there was this one lion, one of the two lions. One, he had a red tint in his mane. He was called Intwa Dumela, which means he who greets with fire. And this was set in Botswana. That motherfucker was a hyena killer, as they said. You saw him killing hyenas. He killed 2 matriarchs in that documentary.
Yep. Broke one of their back. I remember that. He broke one of their backs, yo. That shit was crazy. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, though, we need to stop acting like men's nature has changed. Men have always coveted attractive women, no matter where she's from, no matter what she does. It is what it is.
But Lion, according to Mr. Griffin off of the Vice documentary or the Vice male panel, men need to get with the program and do some new stuff and dress like Midwestern white moms with our pearls hanging down all the way to our belly button and stuff. Go ahead.
What? No. The simple answer, no.
And this dude literally had makeup on with jewelry going all the way down to his belly button, and he talking about masculinity, and I'm like, bruh, and being non-binary, and I'm like, yo, what? Hey, shout out to whatever white woman is giving this dude the vagina. Because you know, hey, bro, all right, whatever.
All I can say is about that. All I can say about that is this, motherfucker. Where were you 30 years ago? You in the wrong. No, 40 years ago. You in the wrong decade. Where that would have been acceptable. That's some shit. Take that shit back to the 80s, motherfucker.
Yeah, like straight up. Like I'm done with the excuses. I'm done with the bitching in the moment. You either gonna go to the gym and be fit, feminine, friendly, or you're not. But don't complain about your results. Don't complain.
By the way, Indigo Flow, yeah, it was me who pronounced the name right. Canada.
Say it one more time for the people and for me. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Like, man, Harriet, Steph Cole, all of them, they both the same person to me. They're the same damn person.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up. That's funny and fucked up.
Like real talk, the crazy part about those Steph Cole. Oh, go.
Go ahead, yo.
Yeah, y'all both the same person to me. Y'all are both threes. Y'all better figure it out.
well, Kim said she's dating right now, and I believe her. She said and I believe her. I believe her. She's probably dating right now. And that's cool. I mean, from my understanding, name of your background.
That's not me.
Yeah, somebody's echoing, but
that was lying. That was lying.
Okay, but from my understanding, she's dating, and remember when BGS covered it, I covered it also. There was a video when she did. It was very short. It was actually a short, and she was like, "I have the option not to mess with you," and like BGS called it from the jump. BGS was like, "That sounds like heartbreak," and come to find out later on, it really was like, and you know, I think that's and what she did in that video, which is why I covered it, is essentially what she was saying in that video is, yeah, I might not end up with the type of man I'm looking for, and I may not have the exact type of intimacy and love life that I'm looking for, and occasionally I might need some I need a scratch to be itched, but I still have the choice not to mess with you. And I think black women in particular, they say that, but they don't mean that. And the anger that they spew out in the universe, and their children feel it, and their friends and associates feel it, and definitely random black men feel it, is evidenced by them saying, I have the option not to mess with you and I'll be okay. But then they walk around the world angry at the world because they don't have a man, and then particularly the type of man they think they deserve. And you even saw that with the video that I covered last year with the very attractive sister that came from a wedding, and it made her depressed because, and she, by the way, gorgeous sister, gorgeous chocolate sister, but she was depressed because she's wondering when is it going to be her turn? And I'm like, you're gorgeous. So if you're gorgeous and if you're gorgeous, I know black men. You gotta be a bitch. I'm sorry. You gotta be. I'm around black men, dude. I'm around black men.
Probably, or maybe the thing is, she's not attracting the men. The thing is,
yeah.
I remember. Hold on. I remember when we had like cousin Tito and Charles was hanging out on his birthday. Remember on his 40th birthday?
Yeah.
And we were chopping it up about some shit, and we vibed off on one thing because he was trying to say something, right? But I already knew where he was going. He didn't realize it because, hey, I've been listening to Black Phillip for a while. Hey, Shy Guy, Fly Guy, what up, man? And what about the Destiny guy? Is he something? He's got to be somebody's beard. That's what I'm thinking. But anyway, he could be. He could be a beard. The woman he's with is his beard, obviously. But anyway, what I want to say was, hold on, line. You can, okay.
There you go, neighbor.
Yeah, Canada, thank you for the $10 donation. You will get there, Mr. Z. Yeah, arigato, nima. Yes, and Indigo Flow. And what I want to say was
I
like,
don't like how y'all taking shots at the fact that I still ain't pronounced Kenyatta's name correctly. I'm working on it. I'm working on
hey,
it. All right.
half the
Go
people
ahead.
can't pronounce my name right half the time. Hell,
And name
if
have been
I
on these
told
panels forever.
you guys, I don't know. You guys keep getting my name mixed up with the Brazilian superstar. Shit.
Yeah.
Let me leave the comment up for a little bit.
africano. Eu não sou brasileiro. Okay. Okay.
Naaman said, I am not Brazilian. I am not Portuguese. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm African. The Nipsey Hussle type variety, but yeah.
Bro, and then, you know, everything that we're saying, and we use these people as avatars. We spoke about Donovan earlier. One of the brothers asked me, and I'm gonna do a review of the Bernard Riley interview with Destiny and the
I didn't get to finish my point,
Angry
though.
Man. Go ahead.
What I wanted to say was like when we're chopping it up with cousin Tate at one time, we was talking about like women have a tendency to, when you ask a woman what they want, they're gonna say shit that's ambiguous. They purposely vague, ambiguous when they say these things. Why? Because they don't want us to realize that when they say they want a man of this, and not a third, there's certain types of dudes that they want. Not just
Facts.
anybody who fits that prescription. It's a certain type of dude. She said she wants she wants a certain dad who's like this, that, and a third, but she'll leave out the fact that he could be of a particular nationality or race.
Pause for the cause, Namer. Pause for the cause, because you're right. Because the video that I'm talking about from last year that I covered, she did say, "I don't want a nigga, I want this nigga." That was her words.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay,
Because I remember.
But do you live like that chick though?
No, the young lady that we're speaking, speaking about, yeah, she, to me at least, she did look like that chick. But does she look like that chick to the dudes that she's trying to get? Maybe not. Maybe not. Yeah. But to me, she did. To me, she was fine as hell. And to Charles too, we were like, God damn, you fine as hell. So you gotta be an asshole. You gotta be. There's no way you look like that and you can't pull not even a decent, above decent brother with some money and some status, and I got a certain look. You got to be an asshole.
But the thing about it is that they overestimate their own nature and underestimate. They completely forget about men's nature. So
we don't exist. Yeah.
Those same men that she may want, she may be considered bottom of the barrel. She may be bottom of the barrel compared to the women that man has access to.
Well, yeah.
She might not be that chick.
Yeah. Hey.
It goes to attitude, man. Like, I remember it was 2 or 3 years ago. I went on this date with this chick, and just to put things in perspective, numerically speaking, at that time I was making $70K. I live in the deep south, so that $70K in terms of spending power is really.
This nigga walking around here like 150. Go ahead.
Oh, not quite. IRS might be listening. But, you know, I'm on a dating app. It's my first time dating in a while, and I see this chick. She's going to college. She's a little bit older. She's like 24, like 3-4 years younger than me at this time. So I'm like, all right, cool. You know, so we match. We go out on a date. Mind you, for her job, she worked a night shift at Popeyes. And when
I would live there, I would be so fat, it would be ridiculous. Go ahead. I would have a heart attack, nigga. Jesus Christ, go ahead.
I mean, he's right about the attitude. He absolutely right about the attitude. We literally live in a world. We living in a world right now where a single mother looks down on a man with no kids.
Go ahead. Good point. Go ahead. Finish better. You go ahead.
But we went to a fairly nice restaurant. We were having a date, and when I tell you she was talking down on me the whole time, like I wasn't shit. Like, yo, you don't got this 5-bedroom, 3-bath. Oh, well, you work at the time it was ADP. Oh, I thought all of your guys was set. I thought you had all this, that, and the third. I'm looking at him. And then
this nigga said the late night Popeyes worker was talking to him crazy.
I'm like, yo, you make how much an hour? Like 2 times what you make? Okay. And then somebody, I wrote a book. Somebody recognized me and they came up to me. So she thought like, oh, he must be a big deal when they asked me about my book and everything like that. So whole attitude changed. I went into the bathroom. I looked at myself in the mirror because I was like, self, she want to smash right now. She think you got something. Like, and I said,
Better
so
you know, I'm sure if you did smash, you should have gone up to Poughkeepsie and sat across the table from Bill Duke, and
Let,
he would have looked at you and
hold up,
said,
let me tell you the difference between women
hold
and
up.
men. Real quick. Better you. I'm gonna be out your way in like 90 seconds. Not even. I was because y'all know I got the 300ZX. There's a Asian cat on YouTube for all my truckers out there. They probably heard this name, Mother Trucker. Mother Trucker has a 300ZX. He was down here in South Florida. He came to the car show because all of us Z guys, we met up, and it was like 12 of us. Funny thing, 12 working 300ZXs at the same time. Never heard of, and none of them broke down. So wow. But yeah, I was with Mother Trucker. We're sitting in the food court of the mall, and like people are walking up to him that know him because this dude is a millionaire off of YouTube and his business and whatever. And like that just go to show you, like we know that this dude is a big deal. We're sitting literally at the table with the millionaire eating lunch. We're talking, and like we're letting him talk, but nobody's like nobody's thirsty. Like you could tell nobody's like extra with it. But that's men, right?
Yeah,
I'm literally sitting across from this dude eating lunch, and we just shooting the breeze because we're here for car shit, right?
you know
But
what?
yeah,
I
go
just
ahead.
realized something. Because we're talking about, because one thing, like brothers, one way guys sometimes getting some from women or get attention from women is through association or social proofing.
Yeah.
Because I remember it was Patrice O'Neal had this one when he talked about Tiger Woods and shit. He said you cannot tear this guy down. For example, he gave the scenario where he was out and about in New York, and Tiger Woods sees him, goes like, Patrice, what's happening, baby?
Mhm.
Shakes his hand, they chop it up a little bit, and then they go separate ways. And off the strength of that handshake, girls are gonna start looking at him like, oh my God, Tiger?
Yeah.
Yeah. If you with some serious, like, because what you talking about, Z, how many people how many women would start looking at you, maybe because you knew Mother Trucker.
Yeah. Well, it was a bunch of dudes. It's a car show, but I would
okay.
suspect if those women were in the know, then maybe it would be different. But when I pull out the Z, people be looking anyway. So including women, they don't even know what car it is. They don't know what makes it special. All they know is, ooh, red sports car, and my boyfriend's looking at it. They don't know nothing else. They don't know. They don't even know what makes it special. They just
women.
they just know the men around me look at this thing like it's a thing, so maybe it's a thing, but they don't even know what makes it special, or it's just like we keep on saying, it's just ooh, status symbol, right? That's all they see. But yeah. But go ahead, better. You were giving your story.
oh yeah. But yeah, just to kind of wrap it up, like I'm in the bathroom, I'm looking at myself, and I said to myself, I was like, yo, even though I could, I don't want to. So I went home, I went to the waiter, I paid the bill, because she ordered like $100 worth of food. She ordered like 2 bottles of
Of course she did.
Oh, that's the dick section, yo.
Oh man.
So
you remember the D.L. Huey joke?
Wait. Name it. Let me finish. Name it. Let me finish real quick. Go ahead. Go better.
So I'm driving home after I paid for mine, tip dude good. I paid double basically. And she's like, "Yo, you all right now?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm on the couch playing PlayStation at this point." After like an hour and a half, she got that I wasn't coming. Like, text me, "Oh, you such an asshole." I'm like, yeah, you such an asshole.
Understand and I'm not poo-pooing her because of what she do, because clearly she had a chance with Better You. At 27 years old, his brother making 70. Most men don't ever hit 65, but okay, whatever. You had a chance. See, that's what we be talking, because men don't look down on women. So you had a chance at a brother that wasn't even 30, that was making 70 grand. He in your hands, and you fumbled the bag. You fumbled the bag because of your own arrogance. Jesus Christ, bro. And they always look at us like we're the problem. You fumbled the bag because you're so arrogant. You looked at a 27-year-old making 70 grand and asked him why he didn't have more. Oh my God. Jesus. Hey, bro. And Stefko, where you at? Kim, where you at? It's men's fault, right? It's black men. Come on, you know how many stories like that exist?
Yeah.
I mean, look at when Kevin was alive. He interviewed all these women that were in their 20s, boyfriend making $75,000 a year, and they're like, "Well, he don't make enough." What? Man, if you don't, hey,
That entitlement. It's that entitlement people forget about.
man,
Because it's about what she feels. Because remember, excuse me, women are for them, perception is reality, right?
Mhm.
Perception is reality. So it's all about what they perceive things should be. They perceive and they feel that they're entitled to this, that, and a third, and a certain type of dude. But I'm like,
Yeah, that's true.
not really. I mean, imagine if I went home.
10 minutes, guys, because talking about girlfriends and relationships. Mr. Z got places to go because I promised somebody something today, and it's
make sure
about
to
that
give
time
her the
for me to start
keys.
getting ready
Yeah.
in a little bit,
Yeah.
before
Well,
I don't got no woman. Jesus.
Yeah.
Before
Well, you better give
I'm
her the
making
keys.
videos, before I'm making the male version of Steph Cohen and Kim videos talking about, man, these bitches start barking. I'm gonna start barking, Yeah.
Why do you have to make an impression of ABBA, make an impression of some other people, man? Why you got to do that? Why
Bro,
you got to sound
you
like
could
ABBA?
and let me say this too. Let me say the fundamental difference. When brothers are heartbroken, you could see it because they bark. You could see it. The difference between a lot of these very intelligent, and I'm specifically talking about the Kims and the Ostefkos, because they know the verbiage and they couch all of their antics behind feminist language, they get to hide the fact that, bitch, your problem is really you mad at niggas because you can't get the type of nigga you want, or at least you can't keep them. So you get to hide all of your BS behind feminist language, behind feminism, behind women, oppression of women, and the problem is these men want barefoot and pregnant, and the problem is that these men don't want average women. No. Y'all don't want average dudes, and clearly by what Kim said, she got an issue with blue collar men, right? So, and I want to stress that's one of the big difference between some of our spaces and their spaces. Their spaces, all they have to do is get the language right, and they can hide all of their sexism, all of their misandry, all of their anti-black male rhetoric behind the right packaging, which is once again feminist language, which is binary talk, intersectional feminist talk. They hide all, and that's why I stress that when these women get a chance to actually date these non-binary guys, these bisexual guys, they don't bite. And they don't bite because they never wanted that in the first place. They just use that rhetoric and they use those men as rhetorical weapons against the rest of us, but they don't actually want those men in any great number. Right? And I'll pause right there.
Yeah,
Yeah, go ahead.
I could care less.
Yeah, like, the reason why they use all this verbiage and claim all of our spaces, the space, these folks are so such quote unquote pathological misogynists. And I was saying this on Dr.
Big Cat, can you speak up, please? Can't hear you.
Yeah, like the reason why they're always claiming that, us brothers are such pathological misogynists and whatnot is because if they were to actually debate us in an open Discord that's like fairly moderated, we would expose just how crazy they are and delusional they are about the world, and that's the reason why they want to try to get our space shut down. You saw this with the whole Austin Hollerman situation. The real reason why you saw that feminist Brasileira try to accuse Austin Hollerman of practicing sex tourism is not because he was doing it or that they don't already have it going on. It's because they don't want brothers from America talking to these Afro-Brazilian men because they're trying to get a feminist movement started up in Brazil. They don't want us to warn those guys and say, hey, listen, I'm telling you, if you let them, if you let them institute that like feminist public policy and social engineering, the only thing they're going to empower is the women in your community to turn around and disrespect you and crap on you every chance they get.
Shout out to Pakistan. We're trying to let y'all know.
Right.
It's interesting you bring that up, Big Kev.
Right.
Because what I want to say was
real quick, name it. Let me go ahead.
Sorry.
But yeah, like that's the real reason why they try to drum up all this controversy. You know what I mean? us, the brothers from here, because remember, when it comes to this feminist public policy, we got it the worst because it was tried on us first. So we got
Yeah. Yep.
hit the hardest bit. They don't want us to warn those guys about the horrors of it, of living in a feminist dating environment, because like you said, these women are delusional, they disrespect you, they're spoiled and entitled, they're mean and rude. You know, they frame everything as if you don't put gay people or white collar women up on a pedestal, then you're every type of negative ism phobe in in the dictionary. That's
For
the reason
real.
why they're doing that.
Okay.
They don't want us to warn those brothers. So that's the reason. That's the real reason why Austin Hollerman got so much pushback. It's not because he was doing anything wrong. Because remember, Master Teacher did too. The reason why they're trying to target Austin Hollerman is because he's a young brother in his
Yeah.
20s. You know, he's only a few years younger than me. He's a young brother in his 20s. You know, being outspoken, and they fear that if he talks to enough of these Afro-Brazilian men, they're going to tell you, hey, the reason why a lot of brothers travel to Brazil is not just because of the beautiful beaches and the rich culture and the much lower cost of living, but the other side of that is because, dude, we try to get away from the feminist dating environment in America,
Yeah.
bro. It's horrible.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
and when they see these people are trying to encourage these Afro-Brazilian women to be feminists, they're like, listen, bro, you better check them on that. You better check them.
And that killed that quick before. And you know, shout out to Trell Bentley because he pretty much said what I wanted to say.
Let me quote it.
Exactly.
Let me quote it.
Go ahead, Naaman. Go ahead.
First of all, I want in the words of ABBA, there is a sickness of the
that shit is
exactly
so funny.
Yes, but the thing is, he's got that motherfucker. I'm like, dude, don't do it, Ugandan. Bring it home. You know how we talk.
Bro, the first time Abba said that, I died, nigga. I couldn't breathe. That shit was so funny to me because you know I'm Haitian descent, so I'm thinking about it in the Haitian accent too. But still, like that's pretty much what all of us are saying. This is a sickness.
Can you do that in a Haitian accent? Wait, can you do that? Do it in a Haitian accent, please.
It's gonna come off weird. It's not. I'm not gonna do it the right way. But still, this is a sickness, bro. That shit is hysterical. When I say it's so funny because it perfectly encapsulates everything we're saying in 2 words, in 3 words, but still. In 3 words.
What I want to say is, but to piggyback what Big Kev is saying, because Kev, what you're saying is right. Because here's the thing I've said to a bunch of young men. Now, first of all, I'm not ADOS. I'm not African American. I'm East African. And I'm in Europe. But what I said to a lot of dudes is, fellas, because there's a lot of ADOS dudes who get involved with East African women in the States. And I tell them, fellas, when you get involved with the women of a certain group, you have to contend with the men. And when you are going overseas, you got to interact with the men as well. And some of those dudes, if they're willing to talk with, like, with the brother, what you said, the brother, Austin Hollerman, those dudes, at first when they saw him, like, who the fuck is this? Because that's competition to them. They might probably wanted to fuck him up or something like that. But others, they were like, all right, let's see who this dude is, because they probably think it's something to exploit with this dude. But once they got to talk to him and chop it up, and they're like, so what's it like over there? Because a lot of them don't know what it's like, or some have certain aspirations or misconceptions of what it is in the West, in the developed world, and some have aspirations to make it to the developed world one way or another. And eventually, this is all coming out. But understand that in these Afro-Brazilian communities, you still have the machismo, so they got to shut that shit down. So they have not been playing with the feminism shit for a while. Same thing in parts of in the Afro-Caribbean communities as well, because they're like, hey, no, don't fuck around like that. Where I'm from, they do have the feminism, but they've been able to tamp that shit down, because that it hasn't been able to penetrate strongly in us, because places like Algeria and other countries where you already saw women's equality coming around before the feminism could come down there and try to stir shit up.
Yeah, exactly.
And mainly because their government's not supporting it either. They don't have
that part.
I'll give you a prime example. Early 80s, if anybody remembers, Thomas Sankara, Burkina Faso.
That name, yeah.
First country where they took women's equality, women's liberation seriously. They meant women's equality was big. Women's International Day was a big day for them. It's an important day, and on those days, the men are always at home. So continue.
But yeah, but yeah, like like I said, right, like that's the pretense that they operate under. Oh, because you actually, look up your history books, you realize that, the idea of women working outside of the home, or people living alternative lifestyles, being free to live alternative lifestyles without targeted persecution, this isn't some new concept, like, at all. Okay,
No.
but they try to paint it as new because, again, that's the Trojan horse that they can use to basically undermine the working class men. And again, the end goal of it is to basically, it's class warfare on the working class men, and they want to make it.
Mhm.
But
It's
the
using
wild
women as the
part,
colonizing agent. Yeah.
I get it, but the wild part about it is they want to talk about class, but they have the audacity to talk about they want to be able to stay home. Your grandmothers and your mothers weren't staying home.
Exactly.
Your
Exactly.
mother,
Well,
your
this is where the
grandmothers and your
divestors are
mothers were
coming in.
working too. They were
This is
working
where the
too.
black women in luxury come in. This is where the divestors come in. This is them saying, exactly. And we want that life. You mean you want the life of like 20% of white women?
For real. Like,
That's it. Because not even the average white woman, 20%.
Not even that.
Yeah,
It's not even that. I'm like, your grandmothers and your mothers are working too. So I don't know what the hell lifestyle you think you're gonna get.
Yeah, they want
The one on TV.
They want to live like these pampered European and East Asian aristocrats.
Yeah.
women.
Yep.
And
Yep.
you know what?
Yep.
Those
Yep.
women
Yep.
who-
Exactly.
And those women who are living life, guess what? They go to the gym.
Exactly.
It's not
Lion ain't gonna let it go.
Exactly.
It's not just that line. It's not just that line. It's not just that line. A lot of them came from well-off families.
Exactly.
Because a lot of the wait, hold up. Oh, by the way, fellas, peep my avatar. Check out my avatar. So because the example what I was talking about earlier about women's lib being where they had women's liberation before feminism. But like I said about it, a lot of those women that you see in those other places, they come from upper class families. We're talking about big old money. We're talking about school people who went to finishing schools, private schools, boarding schools, something like that, who've been in that lifestyle, who were trained to be of that caliber of women.
I met a couple of them when I worked for the Florida Democratic Party, and you could tell they move. I met not the Daughters of the Confederacy. I said met at work.
No dropping names.
I'm not gonna say her name, but the old they're the people that came on the Nina Santa Maria, like the old white money. We talking about old white money. I worked with a couple with one of those women. I worked with like Neymar was saying, one of the East Asian women, Hong Kong Chinese, but money go back way back, right? Yeah. So I worked with a couple, and like when I say work, I mean like intimately work, not no pass by, but intimately work, and you have those type of conversations. And what I'm saying to black women is like, you really don't know what it takes to be that. Y'all just see glimpses of what they live on TV, and then you think you want that life. You may want that life, but that life is yeah. That's some work.
No, they don't understand. A lot of those women in those lives, they act a certain way. That what you see is them just keeping up appearances.
Yeah.
On the down low, they be doing some of the wildest shit you can think of.
I'm sure they are.
Mayflower compact bitches. What are you talking about?
No, those are women I was describing. The ones that came. We're talking about like the Bush family money and like history. We're talking about like old money, like McCain money, and like I worked with those people, because you gotta remember, like in the Florida Democratic Party, you had people like Mr. Z, who's like a nobody who's gonna have a YouTube career maybe, right? So make some YouTube videos in a few years, right? And that in a few years he's gonna make himself known in the black manosphere, even though he's been watching BGS stuff since like 2015, right? So there's people like me, and then there's people like them and like the thems are like like I said, Hong Kong Chinese money. You got Singapore. I'm working with like Harvard grads Yale
Mm-hmm.
grads, Stanford grads. I'm not joking because
Yeah.
the way the Democratic Party was working is like they had
Mm-hmm.
everybody going everywhere. So just because you live in California, when you apply and they say yes,
Mm-hmm.
they'll tell you you
Mm-hmm.
have 3 days to be in Florida, or you got
I'll
three
say
days to be in New
this.
York, you got 3 days to be in Michigan, and like
Mm-hmm.
that's it. Like they're not gonna leave you. I got lucky to stay where I'm from because I knew somebody that pulled some strings, but
Well,
outside of
if
that, so I'm
mm-hmm.
working with a bunch of different people. Like these people are going to be movers and shakers. Even if you don't know who they are in 20 years, they're going to be like the governor's speechwriter or something like that in like 20 years type stuff.
a-
So
and the
yeah,
thing
so I
is,
got to yeah.
and the thing is, so the black women. Sorry, that's my antivirus.
Hmm.
Gotta get my VPN on.
Hmm.
When you think about it, all these women who said they want this luxurious lifestyle, this, that, and the third. First of all, bitch, you're not of that caliber, and they're not gonna risk losing their fortunes with somebody like you
Exactly.
because you have no prestige at all.
Yeah.
You're not of that class or caliber. Where have you seen a lion sire cubs from a hyena?
Mm.
Please
It's
tell me, where have you seen that shit?
I'll do one better name. I don't think that these people, because it's not okay. You attend Harvard, you rub elbows with or you're in class with old money, right? So
Mhm.
you got in with undergrad at Harvard or Yale, and so you're rubbing elbows with the Bushes and the name 'em, the Nixon grandkids or something. You're rubbing elbows with those
Carters,
types, right? So
mhm.
yeah, the Carters and all that. So you're rubbing
The
cool. I
Kennedys
always
or
ask the
Bushes.
same question.
Mhm.
Where's the ring?
Exactly.
Where
You know what?
because
You know
you
what?
remember the system's been going to Ivy Leagues on that level since what the late 60s, early 70s. Cool. Y'all been going to Stanford, which is not Ivy League, but still, y'all been going to Stanford in on the West Coast. Y'all been all on Mizzou, all through the South, and all of these different. Y'all been going to Michigan State. Y'all been going to all of these colleges and universities for
Vanderbilt.
50 plus years. The Vanderbilts, the Colgates, y'all been going to these schools
No,
for
Vanderbilt
50 plus
University.
years. Yeah, no, I know, but I'm saying the Vanderbilt type of universities, the Colgate type of universities, y'all been going to these schools for 50 years,
Notre
and
Dame. Look at
I
this
mean,
way. Look at this
and I'm
way.
wait, wait,
Look
wait,
at
wait,
this
because
way.
there's a point I'm trying to make
Okay.
real quick.
All right. Sorry.
The reason why I'm mentioning that is not to
Mhm.
say that some of these white guys are truly attracted to a couple of black women. Like I told y'all, one of the
Mhm.
McCain sons is married to a black woman, and she's a pretty sister, right? But
Mhm.
you have to ask yourself what you're asking this man to do and risk and be a part of with yes, a black woman that still found her way into these environments. But you have to understand these men grow up with girls from their environment. So what you're asking him to do is not only overlook upper middle class to rich white women. You're asking him to overlook the women of his class, then overlook white women in general. Then the next up usually is old money Latinas from Argentina or from wherever the hell. You're asking
Get
him to
Asian women.
overlook the white Latinas. You're asking him to overlook the Asian women who's raised their daughter, the Asian women who are raised by their moms to hunt
Because
white
if they
guys
don't
like
marry
that,
white,
right?
they marry Asian.
You see what I'm saying? So like if you're asking them to overlook the Asian woman who mom raised her to hunt white men. And I want y'all to be clear. Some of these Asian moms raise their daughters to hunt white dudes, particularly white Jewish dudes, but white dudes. So you're asking him to overlook her too and
For
then come to
you,
you for you, not only just for you, but for you with a weird kind of feminist, intersectional feminist agenda
Uh-huh.
that could barely hold it together. Your contempt for black men on
Yeah.
camera. Like you
Well, look
know
at it this
what you're
way.
asking this
how
dude to do?
you hold
Go
your
ahead.
stomach when you take pictures.
Yeah.
You want to take pictures? Is that what you said,
When they
Lion?
hold, that's a red flag. That's a red flag to me. Like women
Mhm.
who hold their stomach when they take pictures.
Oh wait. Hey,
Uh,
Lion is killing me with the way stuff.
oh man,
Oh
you
You know
know
what I'm
man.
what? You
saying?
know what?
But I'm saying all these. But like you just said, you spent all these years associating with these men, and you mean to tell me you couldn't get your weight under control?
Hey,
You
Look
didn't
at it this
understand that?
way.
You didn't see the women that you were with them. You saw the women they were dating. Look at them and look at you. Look at them and
Look
at
at
you.
this. Okay, what I want to say is,
sad.
Z,
Yeah, go
we
ahead.
can sum it up. We can sum up all these women in one character. Coco from Dear White People.
Oh boy, I already see my next video, yo. Khadijah's video just popped up on my thing and it said Vice debates feminism. Oh, hey, y'all already know what the next Mr. Z video gonna be tomorrow. Y'all look out. I already seen the thing just popped up on my phone. I'm gonna watch it. I'm gonna pull my beard hair out because I'm bald. And then I will come to y'all tomorrow on the commentary
No,
stuff.
don't pull your beard out.
Continue.
Just stroke it and
Jesus.
think, because you need to be
I
so
know
solid.
Khadijah gonna have some. She's gonna try to go in on Pearl and what's her name, Watson. Damn, I forgot her first name and it just slipped my mind. But yeah, it's gonna be good. Go ahead, y'all. Go ahead. Final thoughts.
Man, as far as
Z, I just want to say, give me the keys, because I know you're gonna be having them plum wine tonight, so I gotta give that to your girl. I don't trust you with the car.
Hysterical.
Give me the keys. Come on, give me the keys.
Oh man, but yeah,
Hand them over.
Yeah.
Hand them over.
So what else we got? We have
as far as
go ahead.
Destiny's concerned, people say he's a great debater. I honestly don't see it.
Thank you, Sydney Watson. Thank you, Trill.
I don't see it.
Sydney Watson.
This is a guy that talks. This is a guy that all he does is talk fast and say nothing.
Exactly.
You mean Ben Shapiro? Go ahead.
Yeah,
no, he's more like Milo. If you think about it, he's more like that, like Milo.
Yeah, that's true because but Ben actually knows what he's talking about. He just tries to overwhelm you with stacking all of the points back to back to back to back and speaking really fast. Yeah,
he does have a book called "Winning the Arguments." What he expects?
Yeah.
All he does is repeat the same tired rhetoric, the same tired ass rhetoric. He might as well be a woman. He might as well be. The way he talk, like he might as well. Because I watched him when he pulled up in Bernard's channel. I watched, and I definitely watched him when Angry Man jumped on, and then I watched when him and Angry Man engaged. And I'm like, this dude ain't no. We ain't talking about great debater. This dude ain't no good debater.
No, he's a master debater. He's a master debater.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, Destiny guys like Destiny, FD Signifier, they sound deep to people who aren't well read. To people who are well read, they're like, bro, what are you talking about, bro? Like, what? Huh?
Hey, you being nice. You said, wait. Kevin's saying, nigga, you sound smart to dumb niggas.
Actually,
so
Kev has a point. Kev has a point. Kev, you know what they are actually? They're not deep. They're just deeply shallow.
Exactly. 50 cent, $5 words, understand the transcontinental intersectional identity, understand the clues.
Don't forget FD Signifier, and Kim does this too. FD Signifier, Kim from Fort Harriet, all of those kind of intersectional feminists, boy, will they throw a book in your face in some obscure fucking quote from some feminist from 30-40 years ago. Boy, Bell Hooks said, I'm like, nigga, niggas ain't listening to no Bell Hooks.
But my thing about
I listen to Mark Twain.
I buy books too,
Yeah.
Because Destiny was saying some dumb shit when he was engaging with Bernard Riley. He was talking about the evolution of women. I'm like, women ain't doing nothing different. What we're telling you is what we're telling you is, yes, they make more money compared to the women of old. But what we're highlighting is that their nature hasn't changed. They still do the same.
The thing with Destiny's brand of feminism is Destiny's brand of feminism refuses to acknowledge exactly what you said, their nature. So what ended up happening, and this is what we're talking about. We're talking about the unchecked nature of hypergamy. The fact that, okay, fine, the women are making more money. The problem is their bar has gone up to insane. The problem is that they're making themselves, forget the men, fine, the men don't matter, cool. They're making themselves insane because they're putting their bar from stable to insane when it comes to what they want from men. Financially, I want to be very clear for the Destinies of the world. These women, they're talking about emotional intelligence. They don't care about that shit. They want a lifestyle. And because we've made women stable enough, they're not looking for stability anymore. They're looking for opulence and extravagance. The problem is not enough men offer that, and not enough men will ever offer that, because you know where we got to get that money from? From the women.
From yeah, but
Well,
So
that's what
unless you
but
want
that's what kills
the
me. But that's
yeah,
what kills
go
me
ahead.
about the whole building. But that's what kills me about the whole building argument. I'm like, what you can if you have Amazon, a TV to watch wherever the hell you want by streaming. You have a dishwasher. You have a washing machine. Ain't shit out here to build for you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Don't nothing need to be built for you. You don't.
In other
need
words,
any-
let's say I'm just reinterpreting what Line said. In other words, we're no longer in the industrial revolution, bitch. What you talking about when you say building?
yeah,
What are
what
you
do
talking about?
hold
Build
up.
what?
You can
We're
literally
post-industrial. Go ahead.
You can
Yeah, I just want to say as wait, hold up, folks.
No, you got it.
We got 61 people watching at this moment, and we only got 33 likes.
Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat.
Yeah. Anyway,
Go ahead, Line. Final
ahead, Line.
statements.
Yo, listen, man. These women are too fat to be asking for the shit they ask
I knew it. There we go. I knew it.
You are not attractive. Listen, I'm just being straight up. Like, majority of these women are not attractive enough for the shit they asking for. You're just not.
Bruh.
I guess he's never gonna let it go.
For me, and Line comes to it from that angle. I come to it from another angle. Fine, cool, because every once in a while you'll see a rich dude with an overweight woman, and he's married, and he's been married to her, whatever. That's not even where I go with it. Here's where I go with it. You're insufferable. It's not just your weight. Your attitude, your demeanor, your outlook. And it's not that you become insufferable in a marriage with a man and he's stuck with you. No, y'all coming out there. Y'all are on first dates. Listen to what Better You said. Listen to there's the brother that always calls into Roger. He changes his name all the time. One time it was Doberman. The next time it was something else. But anyway, he said it himself. He was dating a Jewish chick. Same thing with Better You said. They at the table on the first date talking about what you can provide, and y'all are making yourself so insufferable on first and second dates. You're killing your own opportunity for the upper middle class dude. You're killing your opportunity for that before you even get to be married to him and then divorce him and take half.
Yeah,
you destroying your chances at that shit from the jump.
Yeah, because there's no chance that dude doesn't have any standards.
Yeah, exactly. Not hot sauce, Zulu. But the men don't, because here's the thing. Because men will pipe. And we know men will pipe. We will pipe. Right? Yeah. It don't matter that is a different conversation. We'll pipe the threes. We'll pipe the four. We'll pipe the once you start getting the five, then you start maybe working your way into maybe a relationship space. If the vagina is good enough, if you're a five, we'll be like, you know what, but she's cool, and she, and she, I brought her to the crib and she cooked it. Okay,
I don't know, man. A while ago, I was cool with popping threes until they started demanding 8s and 9s and 10 privileges.
You see what I'm? But that's where I'm going. That's where I'm going. So what ends up? Men will pipe. Men will pipe, and once you get to a 5, you're up for consideration for a relationship. Once you work past a 6, then you definitely consider it for a relationship. But what kills you is that attitude, the type of stuff you say, what comes out your mouth, and what ends up happening is you try to use your education as a substitute for your shit personality, and for how awkward you are, and how weird you are, and your weight, and your demeanor, and you try to use your degree to make up for that, and it doesn't. Go ahead.
No personality. They don't have no That's why they ask for men to have personality, because they don't have it. That's why they want men to have
you trying to say being able to recite to me every single episode of Real Housewives of whatever the fuck, or
bro, that's not even real. I used to date a chick that used to watch these shows, and I would sit and watch these shows, and I'd be 100%. I would be 100% blunt and watch these shows. I'm like, this girl is dumb.
Oh, by the way,
go ahead.
I just want
my lady I'm gonna get hit with a frying pan because of y'all. Go ahead.
Don't hit him too hard. We still need him. That's what I'm gonna say to her. But Joe, thank you for the. Hold on, wait, line. You know, she gonna. But
Yep.
then again, with all these super stickers, she gonna overlook hitting your ass. So Joe, thank you for the
Maybe.
$5 super. Joe, thank you for the $5 super sticker. Much appreciated. Oh, by the way, folks, now understand, having a threesome with 2 5s, it's not the same as fucking a 10. Just remember that.
Exactly.
100%. I agree.
Yeah.
You're 100% right. But
Yeah.
this shit is like, this is insane.
Wizard Kelly, Doberman exception.
Yeah, no, that's the name of the brother that I was speaking about that calls into Roger's show, and he mentioned that he mentioned this a few months ago, that he went out with a Jewish young lady to a date, and this brother's doing well in life too. Another brother like better you doing good in life, making this money. I think he actually might be at 6 figures, if not high ass almost 6 figure, 5 figures. And same thing, the Jewish girl hit him with that what are you doing? What are you providing? What is lifestyle? And I'm like, bro, if our brothers that are in the top 20, 25% of income earners are getting hit like this, yo, like, I don't want to advocate for passport bros, but I don't really know what else to say.
I'm not gonna tell them to come. I'm not gonna tell them to come where I'm at. I'm telling, if you want to find my women, head down to Uganda. There's a lot more of them there. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Well.
Go ahead, yo.
I was about to say, yeah, like I'm gonna say this, like I said, and I'm gonna hop off Mr. Z. You know what I mean? Obviously, you know, because you got to spend time with your lady. Like you said, please donate to Mr. Z. You know, that way, make it worthwhile. But
right, thank you.
Yeah,
and she doesn't hit him and she don't hit him with the frying pan. Please don't hit him.
Right, but anyway, but going back to what I was saying about like the brothers and whatnot. The reason why you feel this aggressive shaming language when it comes to so-called Black American men practicing self-agency is because what they don't want most young brothers to realize is this: when it comes to the church, when it comes to the pro-blacks, when it comes to the feminists, the tradcons, etc. The harsh truth is that they have nothing to offer most young brothers. Like between 18 and 40, they have nothing to offer you. Hell, they have nothing to offer most working class Black men, period. The only thing they have to offer you is sign language. Shame, insults, guilt need to be right. That's the real reason why they have such a problem with, Black men, dating whoever they want, whether it be generationally, internationally, etc. It's because if you actually were to go out and socialize, outside of this gynocentric worldview, what you would realize is that most of these people, the church, the pro-blacks, the feminists, most of them have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to money and relationships. No idea. No clue whatsoever. They have no idea what they're talking about when it comes to money, and they're insufferable in relationships. And that's why they don't want you to accept, because if you accepted that, you would stop taking them seriously. You would debunk them and just look at them like we look at the National Enquirer. You know what I mean? Just gossip.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Gossip. Yeah.
So tell them no.
Exactly. So that's the reason why you've seen all this aggressive pushback, and I think Edwin Anderson pointed it out as well. Again, they don't want brothers to advocate for our own self-agency, because again, they don't want you to realize just how much of a liability they are, like just how useless they are.
Shout out to Kim trying to call the white man on passport bros, and I'm not even a passport bro. By the way, I want to say this again because I said it last on the video where I spoke about it. Kim, that was a shit ass move you pulled right there. That was a shit move you pulled. I don't even talk to Black women like that. Kim, that was a shit move you pulled. And white society, you know about racism. She tried to do the whole, well, the government needs to look into these men because abusive and essentially she tried to pull the whole, these men are gonna be like abusive to these women type stuff. That was a shit move you did, Kim.
Here's what I can say about the passport bros. Here's what I can say about passport bros, first of all. And I got to think about, because being the only actual African in this conversation. First of all, Eddie Murphy Raw comes to mind, because if you think about getting with an African sister or any other any Asian woman or Latino or whatever in the developing world, yes, that too. But if you bring them here to the States, understand, in some situations you got to be careful, because she's probably gonna have her family members tell her, listen, contact such and such, because they're somewhere in there. They might hook you up with a network of your own brethren and whatnot in there. So she might learn the ups and downs of the legal system, and you might get fucked one way or another. That is
Yeah.
the dangers
Yeah, like
passport bros have to be worried about.
No, what you're gonna worry about, and I think Hardcore Tito talked about this, is that especially with this Andrew Tate situation, literally watch him try to blame the Andrew Tate situation, and it doesn't matter if he's guilty or not. Watch them try to blame.
No, they'll use him. They'll use him any way they can.
Exactly.
They'll use him as a scapegoat. They will scapegoat for his shit. But but that sick fuck. Yes, I said a sick fuck. That sick fuck is
I think he's
what
more
he
so,
is.
Well, I think for him, I think it was more so what it looks like from the situation. It sounds like not so much sex trafficking, but it sounds like money laundering, where he was paying these girls, I guess, to kind of launder the money. And I think the reason why they're trying to make that sex trafficking accusation is because they don't want to get busted for participating in money laundering. So they just say, "Oh, sex trafficking."
No, but he admitted that he had, because he was snitching on himself the whole time.
Oh yeah.
His narcissism is responsible, and he thinks he's a smart student in the room, but he can't learn to shut the fuck up and quit posting. That's how he set himself up. So the whole thing about prostitution and everything, he openly admitted that he made much of his fortune through a cam girl service.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like cam girl service. That's what I'm saying. Like.
And the money laundering is because he avoided taxes and shit, supposedly.
Exactly.
So
that's what I'm saying.
If it's serious, he is going to be going for a long time. So I'm telling you,
that's what I'm
folks.
Saying. That's what I'm saying as far as cam girls. I'm saying, like, if he's paying these cam girls, like, they're unintentionally participating in money laundering. You know what I mean? So I think
because you're not paying your taxes. Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
So,
and I want to be let's be very clear what we're saying too. For every brother in this space, and this is why I'm careful how I speak, because I also realize how much other brothers that have real serious careers that I also represent. This is what I'm saying. If you're speaking about the gender dynamics between men and women, as even just black men and women, your shit gotta be up to par. Everything gotta be on point, because when the hammer comes down, they're going to get you for they're gonna try to get you for something. I know none of us are squeaky 100% clean. That's true, but you gotta be as clean as possible, because these people, they have an agenda. They want a particular type of new man, and this new man thing that we're fighting against, that we know is detrimental to us and even the women, right? We know is detrimental to us and even the women and the children. We're challenging a status quo that they don't want us to challenge, and so they're going to try to get you on anything they can get you on.
Well,
and if money laundering, or if I mean, like, because we know, like, the cam girl sex stuff, like, that's not illegal, but
exactly
avoiding your taxes is.
Exactly. And
so it becomes that. So he gets all the charges because of that shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying as far as that's what I mean as far as the sex trafficking, because if they accuse him of sex trafficking, those girls don't have to worry about getting charged in, like, some type of, I guess you could call it, like, an international version of RICO, the Romanian version of RICO. So they could just say, oh, he was victimized by us, because again, if he's paying them directly with the money he's laundering,
he didn't pay them at all, supposedly.
Supposedly. All right. Well, I mean, hey, listen.
I said supposedly he didn't pay them at all. But
yeah, supposedly. Yeah, air quotes, supposedly. But
allegedly.
But I'm saying, like, that makes a lot of sense, though. You know what I mean? That makes a lot of sense with the cam girl. That makes a lot of sense as to why he would get hit with the sex trafficking charge, because again, if they admitted that they got paid by him when he was laundering money, then they might be considered accessories to the crime. Oh my God, he victimized us. You know what I mean? So,
they already got a couple of videos of some girls weeping. He was so, and I'm like, come on, bro.
Yeah, and
stop it.
The thing about him is that he has, like,
why do you have to sound like Abba when you say that?
Right.
Do I sound like bruh?
No. Oh no, the bruh thing. Come on, bro. I'm from South Florida. Bruh is as old as.
No, your voice. You sound like Abba when you say it.
Oh no, we do the bro thing is that, and even the way I pronounced it, that's
Mhm.
no, that's just
Yeah,
old. That's before me old.
yeah, but
At the end of
Yeah.
the day, they can advocate for this whatever fake ass version of masculinity they want. We're pretty much telling them, you know, you're not gonna get it, right? You know
No,
that's not gonna happen.
I think
or
what's
even if
worse,
you try to get it,
go
it's
ahead, go
going to
ahead.
create more damage. It's going to create more damage. You know,
No, you get it. What will happen is more and more of your sons, whether they realize it or not, because we're really underestimating how many young boys are damn near becoming recluse. They're
Yeah,
for the young men, they're
yeah, they
going to
are.
work, they're keeping their heads down, they're going back home and jacking off and playing video games, and that's their life. That's why these dudes are like Madden King for the black dudes and like World of Warcraft King for the white guys,
I mean,
or
yeah.
whatever the hell, or first person shooter
But I
games.
mean, we're all in different states. We're all in
Yeah,
different. I'm assuming we're
yeah,
all in different states, right? Let me
Call
ask
of
y'all a question.
Duty. I
When's
think
the
that's the
last
brand you're
time
looking
y'all seen
for,
a bunch?
Z.
yeah,
When's
yeah.
the
Call of
last?
Duty.
When's the last time y'all saw a bunch of kids playing together outside?
true.
Shit.
I mean, I see it, but it's rare, and it's because I don't live too far from a park. But yeah, you're right. Yeah, like it.
Um,
Yeah. Outside of that,
I
like
can't
when
say
I'm
well,
passing
I see that
by,
all the time
nah.
out here. I see it all the
When's
Yeah,
the
time out
last
here,
time you
but
see a bunch of kids? You go to the park and you see a bunch of kids with a bunch of bikes laying on each other, and they just outside playing.
nah.
plenty.
The kids are like we said, they're and it's because the like think about what we're saying to our boys and our young men and how everything about them that's not white girl is toxic. And I want to be very clear. Everything that's not white girl is toxic. The white little girl is the standard of behavior,
Or beauty.
right? Well, we already know that. That's a whole different conversation. But the white little girl's demeanor is the standard, right? And so that's why you see the queer white dudes imitating that shit. You see black women trying to imitate that shit. You see the way they try to socialize. That's when Dr. T. Hassan Johnson said, and if I heard him correctly, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, that white boys are being expelled the most, and then black boys are being suspended the most. I was like, even the white boys is getting it
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
the standard is white girls.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
Ooh.
yeah, but
Mr. Z, I just realized something.
yeah.
Because you mentioned something a while ago. You said you talked about Asian mothers training their Asian daughters
To hunt
to
white
hunt.
boys and white men. Yeah.
Yeah, how many of those Asian daughters are actually Eurasian? When I say Eurasian, I mean half white, half Asian.
Oh, so they already. Yeah. Okay.
Because
So
I know
yeah, Hopper.
I've been around some people, so I would know
A
some of that
couple.
shit.
A
I
couple.
know because some of them are actually Eurasian and they know how to work that shit.
Yeah, a couple. A couple. But at the end of the day, it's and I'm about to close out in a minute, you guys.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, what I think
She's opening up. She's in the kitchen right now. She's opening the
hysterical.
cabinets.
I'm nowhere near her right now. But yeah. So
No, I
but
can hear it. My spidey sense is
yeah.
tingling right now.
But the end result of what I'm saying is we are attempting to socialize our boys, and they're having a damn
Z,
near
look out behind
innate
you! Look out behind you!
hysterical.
Look out
They're
behind you!
they're having almost an innate reaction to the push to essentially our society telling them how toxic they are. And I think even when I listen to FD Signifier speak, I could see he's a little worried about that with his own sons. I could see that because bro, you gotta admit the message is the message, and the message is everything about your two boys is fucking wrong, nigga. And like FD, if you are the dad, I think you are an involved, loving father. Yeah, we might disagree politically or socially on man stuff and women stuff, but you know when your sons go out there, them women are gonna have razor teeth for their ass. You know they are, and you
bro,
know you don't want no extra angry, mean, bitter feminist chick being the teacher for your sons. You know you don't want that shit.
You
well,
know,
here's the thing.
But all right,
It would be totally hilarious. It'd
Bentley
be
said.
totally hilarious.
Tell Bentley said 3 hours later. Go ahead, y'all.
Yeah, this would be hilarious though if you said with his sons, if they started YouTube channels here, basically talking about how they reject a lot of the feminism that their father taught them. I would be hilarious. Like 10, 12 years, like on social media, I would be laughing my butt off. Like,
No, you know what I think? I think it. I imagine this sometimes in a weird way, two extremes, where it's what you said, where like his sons become like damn near like extreme feminists themselves, or them niggas start listening to manosphere content.
Yeah,
And I think that's
Just
way
imagine.
more likely than people want to give it credit for. Like, not just when I say his sons, I mean like not just FD sons, but like young men that kind of grew up with the same type of father figure or mother figures as him and his wife. You know, and shout out to them. I'm not trying to disparage them per se, as to say like y'all know when your sons come out here in the real world and your sons start hitting puberty and they start interacting with the girls that were raised with feminist mothers. It's a your son ain't don't want to hear none of your BS feminist crap when he's 14 years old, 15 years old, and he in a room full of young girls, white, black, Latina, who think about boys as defective girls. You're
And
gonna
you
have to
only
explain to your son
imagine.
why that's okay.
Imagine that I can imagine the look on his face. Him walk like he walks into his son's room and the
Arson, y'all
door's
gotta leave,
closed,
peace.
and he's
All
listening
right,
to my.
later.
All right, yo, all right. Yeah, and he's listening to BGS or somebody.
He's listening to B. He listens to BG. He's listening to B. He's listening to BD. Oh nah.
Sergeant
He's
Willie Pete
listening
or
to Ed.
somebody.
He
You listen
finds
Oh
to
hell
Ed.
Ed.
no.
Oh, that's even worse.
He finds Ed.
Oh, and when Ed is the most fired up too, he listened to
Yep.
Ed when that
He's listening to Ed, and
and these
he's
bitches.
hearing Ed go off, and he's listening to Ed go off. Like Ed is going
Oh
off in the
man, these hoes.
he's catching on one of it, and he's catching one of Ed's bits, and he in the car going off.
Man, look,
You know
bro.
what? You know
Hey,
Imagine
what?
his heart.
It's funny you mentioned.
way more young men listen to way more young men, and when we say young men under the age of 25 listen to
Mhm.
manosphere content than the FD. No, not that he knows. He's actually said wait, and Kim said it too. A lot of them are scared because of how many men listen to manosphere content, and to them I say, what did you expect, Kim? Let me
What
let
did
me
you
let me get
expect to
this out, y'all. Let me
happen?
get this out. Let me exactly. That's my point. Exactly, that's my point. What did y'all think? Do you understand? I said this before. Kim from Fort Harriet, and thank you for Obsidian saying this too. Y'all ran the yard on the conversation between men and women for 50 years. What
Yep.
did you think was going to
60
happen? You
now.
thought men were just going to sit down and be like, yeah, you're right. I'm a sexist monster.
50.
Yeah, you're
50.
right. I'm a loser. Yeah, you're right. I need to hide myself from the rest of society until I get all my pronouns correctly. Y'all been running the yard with the conversation for 50 years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Y'all
And
thought that
even if he
young men were
does,
just going to
Kimmy
eat
Z.
that shit? Come on, man.
even if
Go
say
ahead.
Kimmy
that
Z.
son does, say
Wait.
that
Hold up,
son.
line. Hold up, line.
Yeah.
If I may. Sorry to
Go ahead.
interrupt.
You got it.
You know, Z, when we
You got
talk about this whole thing about us being defected females and whatnot,
Yeah.
they say the boys are defective females. Well, they come from this aspect. It's like, you know, I'm watching this 3-part documentary on Netflix called The Principal Pleasure. It's about female sexuality and shit like that. And there's a woman in there who's a sexologist. She talks about how when you're a fetus, until that Y chromosome is activated, they say you appear as a female until you're like 3 months in, because at the 3rd or 4th month, that's when you undergo the gender assignment thing inside your mom's uterus in your mother's womb. And she was like, the way she was describing it and everything
We
about
got
the
an
male.
attention seeker, Namer. I gotta cut you off. Oh boy, I said I was
Okay.
supposed to be leaving. Wait a minute. Hi, Miss Shay. And Miss Shay says, so what can
Miss Shay
black men do
Seahorse.
to reduce the incarceration and crime rates and raise standards of and behavior of among themselves? I would say to you, Miss Shay, go get the white man. Oh damn! The Mr. Z, don't even worry about black men. Don't even worry about us. Don't worry about us. Don't worry about us. Just
First of all, black men are not
go
involved.
move into a white suburb and go pogo stick and wait for him to squeeze whatever he's gonna squeeze out of whatever he's gonna squeeze it out of, and then you
Can
can
she
have your
pogo
mixed
stick a
child
white dude?
and go move up. Just continue living your great life as Meghan Markle's mom. But you know.
Ooh.
Yeah, so don't even worry about black men. Don't worry about our incarceration
That's
rates.
a dumb
Clearly,
question.
you actually don't really care. You're just using it as a rhetorical weapon. And to you, I say, go end up with the mythical, magical white dude or Latino dude, right? Because
If you
look how you
if
started the conversation. Your first comment was Your first comment was black men in incarceration, black men and their behavior. That's your first
A,
comment.
I'm getting tired of
a
these
half
conversations because it
hour.
always reflects back to men having to improve. Like women don't have to do it
Yeah,
every
yeah,
day.
because well, you know what? I did a video. One of my very first lives, like one of these random lives I do, I, excuse me, I did a video of a white woman who was practically growling at the camera, and she said, "We did the work. What about the men? We've done the work." And like, no, they really do think that
No, you
they've done the work because they have a
Did she
degree.
sound like
They
Master
re-
Yoda on cocaine? Did she
no,
actually
no,
sound
no.
like
She
Yoda
was
on
really no. She
cocaine?
was really mad. What she was doing was she was referring to the article, speaking about lonely men, and she was low key making fun. Not even low key. She was kind of like snickering about it, like it was funny, right? So her
Mm-hmm.
thing was like, men deserve this, right? Men deserve to be lonely because
That
women have done the work, men haven't done the work. And I'm responding to the brother by saying there are women that think because they got a degree and they make $55,000 a year, they think they've done the work. These women are like they like to call us terrorists. Like they're emotional terrorists. They're mean. They're spiteful, right? They're manipulative, but yet they think they've done the work because they don't walk around with the physical
contemptuous.
aggression of men, and they think because the way their anger manifests is different than men, they're better than men. I want to
Yes,
say that
you've
again.
done so much. You've done so much that you're the least married and the most divorced. Yeah, you've done
Right.
so much work. Yeah, you've done
Anyway,
so much work.
anyway, fellas, I have to say, like at one time in a Charles's hangout,
And I'm
last
going to end it out
call,
on that. Yeah, I'm going to end it out
last
on that
call.
because now we done walked into neo-Naziville because somebody's over here talking about IQ, low IQ, and so that means you're a divester. So that means now we're in the low IQ, bro. You know people get crazy when they start
Right.
speaking about IQ. I'm like, hey,
You know
now we're in Auschwitz. How did we end up in Auschwitz in this conversation?
Okay.
what?
Before we
You know,
continue,
when people
before you
start talking
continue,
about
wait.
IQ, a
Better,
lot of times they
Wait, no,
Hold
no,
on a
no, no, no.
second.
Let him go, Namer. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean,
no.
the sticker, the super sticker.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead with the super sticker and then
Sorry.
go ahead, brother, after that. Yeah. Go
Excuse
ahead,
me, better. But Canada, thank you very much for the $10 super sticker. Much appreciated, brother. Sorry for that, better.
Canada.
oh,
Did I say it right? I don't know. Go ahead, better.
Canada.
Okay, I'm still working on it. Okay, we just gonna keep on
Canada.
working on it. Go ahead.
Hey,
Go
Z,
ahead, better you.
check your Cash App, Z.
I was
Okay.
just gonna say, whenever people start talking about IQ, at least just from my life experiences, anytime you have to point out intelligence and things like that, it's normally reflective of you being quite lacking in that intellectual area.
Hey, I agree with the brother Better You because Better You was 27 making 70. Number one. Number two, I agree with Better You because I've been around many very educated and very intelligent because there's a different type of people. And what this brother is saying is true. Yes, there are boastful, intelligent people. Yes, that exists. But what I tend to find is that the most educated people and the most intelligent people don't walk around with it plastered on their forehead, right? They tend to be humble in that respect. As a matter of fact, notice that we have Dr. T. Hassan Johnson, we have Dr. Ron O'Neill, we have Dr. Green Gorilla, we have doctors that interact with us on our level. They don't outside of certain type. When the conversation go to a certain place, they don't talk about their degrees. And when they talk to you like a normal person, right? So I agree. And those are PhDs. I guarantee you, Miss Shea, you're not a PhD. So we have PhD brothers that occupy these spaces that speak to us. And you know what they never bring up? IQ.
Man, bump your PhD. Do you hold your stomach when you take pictures? Get out of here.
Lying, bro. You don't want, bro. This.
Talk about your talk about your PhD.
Oh, and King Camo said, Ku Klux Keisha. For real?
You give a damn about your PhD.
shit, my
Your
arm.
PhD means nothing. Because if your PhD actually meant something, you'd be married already. Get away.
She might be, but
No,
yeah.
it's Sunday. It's Sunday afternoon.
Look, I'll be trying to be nice, bro. I'll
No,
be
she not. No, she not. She ain't married.
Yo,
Ain't
yo,
nobody
yo,
live
we
talking
gotta,
to
we
talking
gotta, we gotta
on no
cut. Oh
Sunday.
wait, Rogish, the bill monger. First of all, f you motherfucker, and fuck your $5, but thank you.
Right.
I'm sorry to fucking with you, Rogish.
Keep waving,
I
keep
got, I
What's
gotta
waving.
going
take
on,
that thick
Rogan?
ODB shit on him sometimes just to fuck with him.
Oh
You
Waving
know,
around
man,
your
hey,
education
bro.
like that's supposed to waving around your punk ass education like you're
Gee.
supposed to mean something. Oh, you got a PhD, so that means you 100 grand in debt.
Bruh,
Yes.
the reason why I brought that up is because she brought up IQ, right? And now she's talking about what did she say? PhD, brother, or what fraction of American society? But the reason why I brought that up is because you brought up IQ, ma'am. And so what I'm saying is, if we're gonna start speaking about intelligence and education, what I'm saying is, why? First of all, why are you bringing it up? Secondly, if you're gonna bring up IQ, then I'm gonna bring up IQ, intelligence, and education, and say we have people that occupy these spaces that are highly educated, and you know what they never bring up?
What?
Intelligence and IQ, intelligence and
Yeah.
education. Excuse me.
Yeah.
So that's why I brought it up. I brought it up to say the people that occupy these spaces
Mm-hmm.
with master's degree and PhDs, because we have a whole lot of master's degree brothers. That Rogue Rael, and we have so many master's degree brothers. That
Shit,
it's
I got my
ridiculous.
master.
And thank you. And you know what better you never bring up? IQ. Thank you.
Anyway.
So we
Let's.
have the people in this space that are educated,
Mm-hmm.
both from HBCUs and PWIs. We have them. They have their degrees on the wall, and you know what they never bring up? IQ and educate, especially formal education, when we're not even talking about anything that demands or commands you bringing up some obscure
13 minutes
thing
You
from
don't need a
your
later.
high
that
IQ to
only
open
you
a
would
book.
know in your educational field. Like bruh,
You don't need
these
a
people weird.
high IQ to open a book.
That part too. But it get worse. Why are you bringing up IQ? Because you're in a room full of men who disagree with you, and so we made a little bit of fun, and so now you want to talk IQ.
It's
Nigga,
called the
I don't
shaming
bring up
language.
IQ.
Thank
Like we
you.
know.
You want to bring up IQ because we poked a little bit of fun. Yo, black women grow up with black men. All we do is play the dozens, but whenever we play the dozens with sisters, they get in their feelings and they start doing the you're talking about my hair,
You're
my,
not
nose,
smart enough.
my education, my looks. Bruh, the
You're
most
not
aggressive
smart.
and fragile
You're not
people on the
smart
planet.
enough. You're not
Jeez.
smart enough. Get the hell out of here and go make some okra or something.
Hey, I'm about to end it out, y'all. Look, damn it,
Yeah.
what the? Oh, I'm not gonna get to the restaurant until like freaking 4 something. Okay, all right,
I'm
y'all. No, not maybe
sorry.
not 4 something. It's probably gonna be closer to like 3:30. But yeah,
Let's just get,
okay,
let's get going. Let's just get up out of here. First of all,
all
my
right, y'all.
closing thought is this.
If I,
My
Go ahead.
closing thought is,
I'm gonna start roasting. I'm gonna start
all right,
roasting
all
I
right.
don't think I didn't peep that last name Seahorse.
You think they got seahorse hair? But anyway, that's neither here or
Or
there.
like Seahorse
Z,
body.
well, that
Go
too.
ahead.
Z,
Go ahead, Nathan. Go ahead.
what's really fucked up about that is like it's the males that usually give birth, but that's neither here or there.
Mm.
Z, we got to chop it up about some of the bullshit ass shit we've heard in R&B songs, because one
I
song
know
I
I need to
think
do a part 2. Yeah, I need. As a matter of fact, that might be my next live.
You know what? We
I
definitely
gotta
Yeah,
be on it. But because
yeah.
one song we gotta talk about, one song that's never got enough respect or got props from women and tells the truth.
Yeah.
If you go back to 1997, Think Like a Girl, Diana King's "You Gotta Love Yourself."
Oh, that was it. Oh, I like that song actually.
We gotta
Yeah.
put that. That has to be played because one of my cousins, that was
Hey,
one of her.
shout out to the brother, the Roger Report, wherever you are, Roger. I gotta make fun of Raj with this, and my boy,
Peace out, fellas.
Oliver the Gray. I gotta make fun of them with this song because we always bring up this song. Maybe I Deserve by Tank.
I'll go back further.
If you ain't hear the most simping song on the planet,
I will go back 2
jeez,
songs.
go ahead.
I will raise you 2 songs.
Go ahead.
Sensitivity by Ralph Trevanessa.
Okay.
And number 2, Whip Appeal by Babyface.
Oh, you know what? No, I think Maybe I Deserve is worse than Whip Appeal. Yeah, maybe I did. Take what, Nick? I look it up and get ready to want to shoot yourself. You're gonna want to jump.
It can't be worse than I Don't Want to Know.
Oh, but I don't want to know if she played. It's worse. It's worse. It's worse. It's worse.
I know
Wait
about
until
I
you hear the
Deserve.
song. Yeah, yeah. No. But remember in I Deserve, he's talking about her cheating, bro, and saying
Yeah,
maybe
I
I
remember.
deserve it. Nigga, nah, bro. I think whip appeal, and maybe I deserve. I mean, not maybe I deserve whip appeal, and the other joint that you just mentioned, the
Sensitivity.
not sensitive, the other one, goddamn,
Oh,
keep it on the
I don't
low,
want to
keep
know.
it on the low. Yeah, I don't want to know. Yeah, those songs were bad, but for me at least, I don't think you get much worse than maybe I deserve, bro. That maybe I deserve. That nigga, like,
I can admit it's
make,
pretty. I can admit it's pretty bad. I mean, I can agree it is pretty
woo,
bad.
bro. It was, yeah, it was bad. It's bad. But all right, y'all. Let me
All
close
right,
it out. Oh,
take it
okay.
easy. Enjoy your time with your lady. Thanks for having
I
me
am.
up. You should
No, we
definitely
still
do
going
more
to this
live.
restaurant. No, yeah, yeah. I took today off to go to this damn restaurant, so I'm definitely going.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah. So,
You should
all right,
definitely
y'all.
do more lives though. Thanks for having me up. I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no, I'm. You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going. The reason why I don't do it like this often is because I know I'm gonna stay on for an extra hour, right? So,
I got you. I
so
got you.
I gotta do these type of lives on like probably Sundays.
I got you.
Yeah, it gotta be Sundays when I take days off. But yeah, bro.
I
All
got
right,
you.
y'all.
All right,
Better you.
take it
You got
easy.
anything else?
Nah, man. Thanks for having me up. I think we said it all during the discussion, man.
Yep. Yep. And thanks for sharing that story with us. I'm gonna keep that story in my mind and be like, this girl fumbled the bag. Damn, you fumbled the bag. Ah, you fumbled the bag. Okay, well, I guarantee you she ain't with no $70,000+ man right now. I bet that. Fumble the damn but they stay fumbling the bag and then getting mad at us because they fumbled the bag because of their own arrogance.
The crazy thing about that whole situation was I was like, okay, maybe you come from money. And I'm asking questions like, you come
She ain't
from
come from
a
no
regular
money. She
day
delusional.
family.
No, she's just delusional. And that's the what every video that we saw, rest in peace, Saint Kevin, is it's not that they come from money, they're delusional. Because a lot of brothers think what you think. This she gotta come from. Ain't no way. Because that's what Abba was saying when he was watching the review of Courtney Ryan interviewing all those women. He was like, they gotta come from upper middle class. And I'm screaming to Abba on the screen. I'm like, no nigga, they that delusional.
Nah, they just that delusional. Yeah, some.
Being
Yeah,
honest
I
with
know
you,
that video. Like some of
Yeah.
these females, yeah, but I mean, yeah, some of these females, they're just that off their rocker. They just
Yeah,
are.
bro.
that
You
was
know.
the reason why so many people watch Kevin. And I'll be
Yep,
honest, when I
yep,
found
yep,
Kevin,
yep, yep.
at first it's kind of like you start feeling like you crazy. Like, damn, I done been on 24 dates. I'm getting the same type of results. It's like,
Yep.
then you see all these other stuff. It's like, oh no, it's not
It's
necessarily
not
me or
you.
anything I'm
It's
doing.
not you, bro.
Yeah,
That's
it's
the
okay.
that's
It
that's the
happens to you.
unifying cry of the Black Manosphere. The Black Manosphere. The reason why we're here is because a bunch of us are like, oh, so it really wasn't me. Because
Yeah,
if it wasn't for the space, we would just be individuals passing each other in the stores, passing each other on the street, and you would be like, wait a minute, I just went on this date last night. This
yes.
bitch is crazy, and you
Yep,
would think it's just you. All of us thought
yep.
it was just us. All of
Yeah,
us
I
did.
thought so too. But when I first encountered the first content creator I started listening to was Coach Greg Adams. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I'm not crazy.
Bruh.
Hey,
I'm not
That's
crazy.
that's
Okay,
all it
all right.
is. That's all it is. And I'll end out with this. That's the one of the biggest issues that Western society is going to have to come to terms with is what to do with all of your bratty ass daughters that y'all done raised that are insufferable and delusional. Y'all don't know what to do with them. And this is how you get the manosphere and the Black Manosphere specifically. It's because, like we're saying, it ain't us. And by the way, all the sociologists that study this more and more, the Liz Mundy's, the Dr. Chantel Bugs, the Dr. Jennifer Lundquist,
Yep.
they're trying to be careful how they say it, but even they're saying
Dr.
it might not be the men the way we
Nope.
think it is.
Dr. Bus. That video with
Yeah,
Courtney Ryan too. I
yeah,
want Courtney Ryan to keep putting those crazy ass videos up,
yeah,
keep interviewing these women. Because
yep,
all it does is solidify our points. All it does.
yep. And I'll end up with that. Yeah,
Take it easy.
you got the last word line. All right, y'all. I'm gonna go run and go take a shower and try to make it to this restaurant before 3:30. And my lady's gonna be looking at me with the death stare. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all later. All right,
All
y'all.
right,
Later.
take it easy.
peace. Have a good one.
Yeah, yeah. All right.
Take it